ladies of Indianapolis, are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy. Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis, are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Coming up, when we listened to Mr. Rawakiri the other day on the show, he said over 100 people have purchased VIP tickets.
Oh, wow.
So it means the ordinary people, if they show up, that they were going to have a mass stand up. What do you make of this day today? It's a historic day, though.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I hope everything goes well. I'm sure the committee members have worked hard. You know, all of us are here to support. I hope we all have a good time and we, get inspired to keep up this community.
So looking at the community, in time past, opposing camp after election, they are nowhere to be seen. And now this new dispensation, we are seeing different kind of politicking. After election, we see the losing camp is here celebrating with the winning camp. What do you see the community go for here? Do you think we are on a path of unity? Or what's going on?
I think this is lovely to see. I think it takes a lot, as a person to come and really be unbiased and just come to celebrate the opposing person. I think that shows a lot of courage, a lot of overall commitment to the community and not to self. So I commend you. I commend everybody on your team that, wanted to, the roles that they went for. There is time. There is always room for more people to do the work. You don't have to have the title to be for the people, And so I'm just really happy to be here, see this, be a part of history, like you said.
Thank you so much, Juma.
Session and you join me on that session and you start showing talk on people here, but that's fair, but this is Mr. Jeremiah K. Slade, the man who held this election. Though we from the other side, we bombarded him so hard and he couldn't just accept that at times politics turns good friends into being rivals, but now the politics is over, the election is over. We are about to unite our community, and now we are being joined by our brother Jeremiah K. Slade. Jeremiah K. Slade is no more. How you doing, Pastor Willie? Jeremiah K. Slade is no more the election commissioner chairperson. He is a community resident, and he's here to support his community. Mr. Slade, how do you make of these activities today?
I want to say thank you to the Liberian people in Indiana, and thanks to the many friends for attending this inaugural program. Essentially, that's the beauty of our politics. Not everything we do as commissioner was 100% right. Our judgment sometimes was off, but I think 80% being right with a very constitution is essential. But overall, I want to say thanks to everybody, including you, Mr. Logan, for attending the inaugural program, because that is very essential for our democracy.
Okay, so Mr. Sede, looking at now this current dispensation, you know, in time past, we know when people lose election, we don't see them anywhere again, they're going incommunicado, and now we are seeing a different breed of young people coming up in this community, see people who lose the election, and they are here jeering up to the activities and congratulating those who won the election, and even attending activities that have been planned by the current administration. So how do you see this new community that we are in now? Do you see the level of unity to be more stronger than the past, or what do you see now? And what do you see this community go
and
from here?
That's the essence of our politics. When I was election commission chairman for previous elections, when we lost the election, we back up from inauguration. But when we see people who lost elections are participating and stay involved with the community, it means that our community is growing and we need people with different ideas to come on board and change the dynamics. Now, first of all, I want to say congratulations to you, Phil Logan, and your team, because this year shows a very unique path for our generation. Now look, regardless of our differences, regardless of our politics, we should be able to sit down and come together. At the end of the day, the interest is where you are.
Yeah.
It's nobody.
Yeah.
A single person cannot spearhead the activity of this community, regardless if you win from which side or which side. But we argue. It was a very tough elections. It was a Herculean task to conduct these elections. But at the end of the day, I'm proud to walk in here today with my heads up to see my colleagues that we disagree during the elections, but we all can mitigate to see our community forward.
That was the voice of Mr. Jeremiah K. Slay Sr. It was a hectic election.
It was a hectic election, but at least we were able to come together as a community and make it happen. So fortunately, we're here today, and it's going to be a very enjoyable inauguration.
And for the first time, the community have seen unity to their extent, because normally, after election, we see the opposing camp, they're all angry and they go and they never come back. And for this time around, they have seen total different thing. They are seeing unity and they see the opposing camp coming to embrace the winning camp. How do you feel about that, Mr. Logan?
I think it's very impressive. It's very impressive. We haven't seen this kind of a unity, to be honest. I think the Philip Logan team did extreme work to bring the community back together. You guys did extremely well, coordinating with everybody right after the election, bringing people back on the table, having a welcome party, embracing everybody again. It was a shock to the community, and I think the community applaud the Philip Logan team for doing that, and we also applaud the Parker team for having a peaceful election. And today we have an inauguration, and it will be peaceful and exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Thank you, sir.
So this is Mr. Logan.
Mr. Teaser, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. Today's another great edition of the Logan's Hour again. Today promised to be a very great show. We have today we will have a few of our regular studio panelists will be here. We'll be discussing on numerous issues, as you all know. So today, to all of you following us here, we want to say thank you for joining us today. Thanks for making the Logan's Hour the way you want it to be. We have the representative of Sparrow. He's following us today, Mr. Arvin T. Penner. He's following us as well. We have the Crown Ambassador, His Excellency Honorable Zion Glad Cheyi. He's following us from Brooklyn Drive. We have his beautiful wife, Olivia Kipon Cheyi Johnson. She's also following us. See my dear sister Jima Famula, she's here as well. Jima, what's up? And my own mom, she's following us here, my Annie Gibson. And I see my dear sister Celine Valentino, my baby of this Looking Hours here too. And I see one big person following us here, the president of the Grand Basel Association, His Excellency Honorable Rich W. Basigia. He's also following us here. And I see another big person here, the former financial secretary of the Liberian Association of Indiana, Sis Isabella Namwe. And I see my dear sister Mawen Damawa Mawen following us here. And I see John Sansi. I see a whole tons of other people following here. I see my dear brother and friend, the Honorable Tito Aloysius Harris. I see Mr. G. Consistent Morris. He's also following here. Mr. Morris, I sent you the link already. You got it. Vida Duo, she's following. I see my brother Didier following here. I see my own dear sister Princess Law following from all the way on the state. Damn, today's show gonna be so juicy. I see Mr. Anthony Givler, he's already in studio. He's driving, and I see the rest of the other guys are propping up now to come for this conversation here today. Today's conversation, as I stated, it's gonna be a good one. They're going to be void of insults. It's going to be a fruitful conversation. We're going to be tolerant of each other's views. Everybody going to be respected as usual. And if you can see on the screen here, you see we have the tough talking Jeremiah Chie. He will be here today, coming from the angle of the government. We have Mr. Savannah Spilly coming from the angle of a regular and citizens of the Liberian community. And we have Mr. Jan Volule. Mr. Jan Volule also, he coming from the angle of the government, but today maybe he might have an independent view as well. And we have our panelists, one of the contributing panelists here, Bernice Alpha. Bernie Alpha will be here. You all know Bernie Alpha, tough talking, most beautiful. She will be on the show today as well. We have Mr. Morris Guo. You know Morris Guo. That's the man called the G Consistent. Anytime you say anything, you transfer motivation inside, you have to keep your spirit moving. He will be here today. And the reason why Mr. Morris Guo is going to be here today, because we're going to be discussing the actual reports, the final reports that came from the inaugural committee. Then we will be discussing also the controversial passage of the Vanita Extravaganza report budget as well. Then we will also throw some light on some other issues that will make this conversation very much interesting. And we will have Mr. Anthony Gifler too. He will join us too from his own perspective. I don't know if he'll be representing the government or not, but Mr. Gifler going to join us. And don't forget, on the 4th, if you're looking for somewhere to go, grab your child, take your children. The location is 55 South State Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46201, Suite 314. That is the Vanita Art and Craft. That is for children aged from 5 to 12. Take your children there. The Liberian Association of Indiana Youth Department having Vanita Art and Craft for the children aged 5 to 12. Take your children there. It's going to start at 4 o'clock p.m. So it starts at 4, it ends at 6 p.m. The date is February 4th, 2023. So get ready to take your children for this all important art and craft that is coming up. So I want to say to my brother, Roland Akwe, thank you for joining us again. My dear brother Francis Dia, thank you for joining us. I see Villa Duo following us from all the way Grand Bassa today. Villa, I can see that you're in Grand Bassa. I know you're making some fufu for what his name, Mr. Emerson Duo. The man left fufu Bennett, but man, he just started fufu today. All right, so today promised to be a very great show. While my guests and my panelists are all getting prepared in the waiting room, I can see them. They are all getting prepared right now. What we're going to do before they are all seated, before we start bringing it in, we're going to just switch to some other issues. Because I know today's conversation is going to be so hot, it's going to be heated. When Jeremiah Chie and Savannah Spilly meet, it's always heated. And Mr. Jan Volule meeting with Mr. Morris Goua today, it's going to be a very good clash. And Brenny Alpha and Anthony Givler be coming from the extreme. You know Brenny, she's an honor taker. She don't like nothing sly. She's the only woman in the lion den. That's why I always like about her. The other day, I remember when she appeared. So somebody remember the show we had the other day. Brandy was the only lady among the men, and she kept pushing her agenda. And Brandy do not shy away. One thing I like about the lady can fight. Brandy is a fighter, so Brandy always be fighting. Today we will have two additional people going to join us on this conversation here. Let me say this to you. So those I see on the flyer here, the rest of the two people, they are not on the flyer. And we're going to have, you all know him. He was the guy who during the election, he was showing, you know him. His name is Bernard Buple. Bernard Buple going to be part of the conversation today. He will be coming on to, you're going to see him, and he will be coming from a different angle. And to add to the conversation, to add some flesh on the bone, who do we have again? Who can just guess who do we have that joining us here right after Mr. Buddha Buple join us to make this conversation all interesting? We're going to have the scientist. You all know the tough talking scientist. So the scientist is going to join us. I try to give myself more energy because I know my guys are coming. I'm drinking some tomato paste. So my guy's going to be here. My guy is going to be here for us to have this conversation. But before we go through the conversation, I know because we have, on the second part of the conversation today, we have the Valentine's Day budget that we plan to talk about. And we call it the controversial Valentine's Day budget that was passed on Saturday. So why do we refer to it as controversial? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk a little more about the parliamentarian today and the Ways and Means Committee. We will throw some light on the two committees, on the two positions today. The parliamentarian, we will throw some light on the parliamentarian, and we'll also throw some light on the Ways and Means Committee. There will be some recommendations as well that will go to the Ways and Means Committee, and we will try to explain basically the function of the Ways and Means Committee, and we'll also try to explain the function of the parliamentarian here today as well. So when the rest of the other guys join, then they will pick up the conversation from where we will have to deal with this budget. Let me say budget. The Valentine's Day budget that will pass, and the final report that came from the inaugural committee. You all know the inaugural committee came up with their final report. They're gone Saturday, but due to the heavy tension that were in the room, it was recommended that the inaugural committee take that identical report by and go and redo it because a lot of people in the meeting, majority of people in the meeting said the report make no sense. And why the report make no sense, we'll be discussing it here today. We'll be discussing the numbers. I think the other day, some of you were on the show, and you heard when the Secretary General appeared on this show. The Secretary General talk about elected officials were donating to this inaugural ball, and also for donations that came in from all of the parties to this inaugural ball. According to the committee said all the total donations that came in was $1,325, comparing it to all of the members of the that were elected. I think 5 members that were elected, they contributed 500 each, or almost 500 each. So you can tell me where are we right now in terms of contributions, and in terms of other people from the community, the men's group contributed $500 as well. And so tell me if the contributions were more or if it were less, if something happened in the process of making the report, if the reports are not the way we expected it to be, if there's a need to better explain it to us the way we think we can understand it, there will be more questions, there will be more answers. I think you were part of the show the other day. You grabbed the
program for the usher in the office. When you since then we started working. Look, Mr. Pitt, if you look at the Jingle terrorists that coming to the program, you like, as soon as we get into office,
excuse me, I don't believe in ULA.
Why don't believe in ULA? ULA is the border organization of all
elected officials and their families are not paying to enter if you intend to raise funds.
Good.
Yeah, the reason elected officials and their family are not paying because we have put so much into the inaugural ball. The coming of the mayor, we honor taking the cost for a hotel bill, a plane ticket. Every elected official have contributed about $500 towards the inaugural ball. So the contribution we have made is far more than the $50 we'll have to pay at the door.
Right, there you have it. There you have it. That's the Secretary General. Every elected officials contributed almost $500. So you can have it for yourself. So we're going to count all the elected officials, count the 500 or almost 500. So we take it from 400 times 5 of them. And the Men's Association, $500. And other people who donated to this institution. Like one of my big brother recommended that we set up independent investigations panel to request the documents and the receipts from the inaugural committee. Then we can do our own audits and also come back and tell the community what they presented to us and what we received. They are all in line, and everything was okay, but just that maybe the way they placed the numbers were never in line. So hopefully we stay hoping to have that done. So if you're just joining us today promised to be a very great show. I have 2 of my people already in the waiting room, and the rest of the other people will be joining us shortly. And before we can go through to bring that on, let's just throw some light on a few issues that happened on Saturday. And those of you who were unable to be at the Liberian Association of Indiana meeting on Saturday, you all know that the association here, the Liberian Association of Indiana, is a registered institution that have her regular meeting. Normally by the Constitution stated that the Liberian Association meeting should be quarterly. But when there's an active chapter, it should be every 2 months. It is clear. So some of you know that we will go to meeting every 2 months, or if we do not have an active chapter, we go to meeting every 2 months. Granted. So yesterday was the first official meeting from this administration. On Saturday was the first official meeting for this administration. The other day, the meeting I was called, that meeting, it was just an emergency meeting to pass the inaugural budget. And at this meeting that we went to over Saturday, the meeting agenda reads, the meeting called to order by the President, Julius K. Parker, opening prayers, parliamentarian proceeding, as usual, the parliamentarian, Horty Palmer, the state of the association, it was done by Mr. Julius K. Parker, the reading of the meeting minutes, last meeting minutes, it was done by the SG, Mr. Robert Carey, and updates for committees, inaugural board financial report, that's the report we're talking about, and the report we're about to discuss here shortly. And Valentine's Day budget, it was done by the Ways and Means person, Rose Bayou. We have other budget, any other business, adjournment, closing prayer. Since I've been going to LDR meeting, I think this one was the first meeting that never ended well. And I think from what I saw in this meeting here, I was a little disappointed. I was a little disappointed in the way in which the
The presiding officer and the parliamentarian chaired this meeting. I can see Mr. Anthony Gifler shaking his head in the background, but that's it. I know he looking through a view mirror trying to see no car by him. And the meeting was called to order by the president, and we had other issues we were discussing on here, and it reached to the part that we had committees members to give their updates, and the first committee on that whole agenda was the inaugural committee. And the inaugural committee come up to give their reports, and the inaugural committee reports that we will be discussing shortly, that the rest of the team members will be joining shortly. The inaugural committee report came out to say here, the inaugural committee financial report, January 14, 2023, expenditure and profit. Hall renter, $2,000. So to give you a clearer understanding as to what I'm reading, I think I have to just compare it to the old report and give you the figure that is on the old report and give you the figure that is on the actual report. So they say hall renter. So I'm about to put it on the screen. So I'm calling the numbers, so you too can also have access to the number. So when you see on the screen there, they say hall renter $2,000. Hall decoration, it was $1,242.26. Food, $1,929.95. I hope you can see it though. Let me bring the other one here to do some comparison as to what we are talking here. So for flyer design and program printing, they have on there no problem, my dear brother. Flyer printing of everything, they had $300 in the initial meeting. That's what we were told. They were to use $300 for the flyer and printing and everything. By the end of the day, they said they use $1,021.84 for flyers, the printing of the program paper as well. Music DJ, they use $750 for that. Silverware, chairs, chair cover, tablecloth, they use $853. For drinks, they use $811.38. For security, 2 police officers, they use $400. For cleaning and other items, they use $375.95. Alcohol permit and bartender, it was $150. Number 11, miscellaneous, it was $172.07. Now, let's come to the big one. So that's the pay, attendance, and income. So VIP ticket was sold for $50 per piece. So initially, we were told that the committee was allowed or told us they were to sell 50 VIP tickets. So the committee told us they were allowing 400 people in the hall. They actually projected 400 people, 50 VIP, and 350 would be regular tickets. So now the report came out. They told us that it sold VIP ticket of what? $175 127 VIP tickets was sold. So do your math. 50 from 127, how much you have? 77 persons extra. So just from VIP, they generated $6,350 from VIP. Then you come to ordinary tickets. Ordinary tickets, it was sold for $30 per piece. So for ordinary, they sold 174 tickets. So the ordinary ticket came to $5,220. The income total here is $11,570. Donations, what it got from people and all the kind of thing. The donations here is $1,325. Cash on hand, the total cash on hand here is $12,895. And the expenditure total here, they use $9,646. Profit made from this Valentine's Day program, let me say inaugural program, the profit they made here is $3,248. So there you have it. So all the numbers I just called here, it has to do with the expenditure portion, the income, donations, cash on hand, and the profit that the association made. So in total, the association said it made $3,248. But in the meeting was so heated that they barely recommended that the committee members go back and redo this report and submit it to the body in subsequent meetings. The reason why I said something about the meetings, because it will be important that every member of this institution try to have a copy of the Constitution. Every member of this institution need to have a copy of this Constitution. Article 5, Section 2.1 is talk about how meeting should be arranged, by what time, quarterly, if we have active assembly. If we do not have active assembly, meetings should be 2 times after every 2 months. And my disappointment here is that if we go to a meeting for the various, very, very sensitive discussions that has to do primarily with the just ended inaugural ball, that the committee, after putting all the preliminary reports, promised to make their official and final report in this GOM meeting that was called on January 29. And the report never met the expectations of the General Assembly. And the committee have to go back and do this report. So which means this committee will be coming back after 2 months, according to the Constitution, when meeting is conveyed by the administration. This is my disappointment. This has nothing to do with politics. This just have to do with administrative proceedings. According to our Constitution, Article 6, Section 1.1, it states that the vice president of this association should oversee and coordinate each standing and ad hoc committee in order to maintain effectiveness. When you go back to meeting, go back to your Constitution, open Article 7, Section 1.6. It clearly tells you that the agenda for every meeting with the General Assembly, that agenda should be planned by the Executive Committee. So who are those Executive Committee members? Elected officials, appointed officials. So if we are going to a meeting that has to do with reporting and committee's member giving updates from their committee, it means their report have been submitted to the president and all the other people who are responsible to have copies of their reports before a general meeting. It was sad that we wasted our money to buy gas, to go all the way downtown to attend a meeting. That primarily the reason why we went to the meeting, they had to send a committee back to go and redo their report. My question to this is, was this report in hidden for the president, the vice president, the secretary general? Was their report never given to them to peruse it before going for the regular meeting? Because the president is supposed to have a copy of this report. The vice president, Article 6, Section 1.1, says he should oversee and coordinate all standing and ad hoc committees. So the vice president is supposed to have a copy of this report before we go to the meeting. He's supposed to peruse it and point out some of the errors that we can fix. The secretariat. What happened to the secretariat? Go back to Article 5, Section 2.3. The secretariat should consist of a general secretary and the head of all standing committee, which is the vice president. In consultation with the president and the secretary should coordinate all ad hoc committee. What happened? Were they never in? I understand it is a learning curve. But by right, that report should have been discussed among you people. The committee members should have sat down with you people and you put that report on a projector. And when the report makes sense to you, before you bring it back to us for discussion. And we burned our gas and went all the way downtown for the inaugural board report. At the end of the day, it ended up in complete noise. There was no more hearing. Everybody talking across the board. The meeting was not orderly. The parliamentarian, at a certain point in time, he becomes so political. He was only recognizing people who he feels you are comfortable with to ask questions relating to some issues. And all of those things are wrong. I know when it came to report, especially when the president called on committee members to make presentations. I can say this with all fear or favor, that the only committee that really impressed me in there was the youth and sport. The youth and sport went to the meeting well prepared.
They had their 6 months plan in their hands. They distributed a 6-month plan with the community, and they told the community what they would do in 6 months. They were not just going out to talk, though, because all of the rest of the other community went out and just talked. Everybody just talked from their head. Oh, this is what we're doing. This is what we plan to do. This is what we do. This is what we do. So, the Ways and Means Committee, for some of you that don't know, the Ways and Means Committee, I expected more from the Ways and Means Committee. The Ways and Means Committee is one of the most important committee in this institution. The Ways and Means Committee. If you don't know. And surprisingly, the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, or the chairleader of the Ways and Means Committee, that my own sister, we're from the Bassa group. But I have a piece of advice for her. The committee you chair is no play. It's no play. The Ways and Means Committee should raise funds for the organization, for the association, LDR. That's the main function of the Ways and Means Committee. The Ways and Means Committee purpose is to raise funds. The Ways and Means Committee also, their purpose is to plan and execute social activities that will bring funds to the committee, to the organization. Go back and check your constitution. Go to Article 6, Section 1.3. The Ways and Means Committee is not no play. The Ways and Means Committee have a real difficult task. One of the most difficult tasks that the Ways and Means Committee have here now is to what? Assist the General Secretary with financial reporting obligation. So the Ways and Means Committee also have to create opportunities for investment. So if what I saw in the meeting on Saturday, if this Ways and Means Committee chairperson coming up to make a serious presentation on a budget that is to be passed, you shy first. You cannot be so articulate. They're asking you to elevate your voice, and you're telling people, if you can shut up, I will not tell her. You are a public servant now. You are not no private person. Simple thing. If you are appointed in the position, you feel you want to dictate to the people you work for, resign. Because at this point, you are our employee. We can dictate your work. And what I saw the Ways and Means Committee person did down there, from the report that she presented, and the budget in which she explained the budget, the Valentine's Day extravaganza budget, trust me, that budget shouldn't have even had a motion to be placed on the floor for even discussion. But again, it is what it is. And I have I have all of my panelists in the back here. But before I start to bring my panelists on, let's go back to my dear friend and brother, Mr. Hottie Palmer. I love Hottie. He's a cool guy. I like the way he carries himself most often.
we meet often. We greet each other with a lot of respect. He have never disrespected me. I have never done same to him. But when it comes to parliamentarian proceeding, it's not just to go to the meeting and call order a meeting. That's not parliamentarian proceeding. And I think in a meeting, you need to try to be fair in accepting who should ask question, who not to ask question. The crafter of the Constitution of LDR, they were all smart people. When you read that Constitution, it tells you that there were no stupid person involved with that committee that put the Constitution of LDR together. And it said it clearly that the executive committee should plan the agenda before the General Assembly meeting. Why do you think they did that? Because they want the executive committee members, who is the president, vice president, all the appointed officials, and all the elected officials, to know what is on the agenda before discussion. So we can't go to a meeting that is not part of the executive committee to plan the agenda, want to ask questions, then you pointing hands to executive member who's supposed to plan the agenda for us. That is not parliamentarian proceeding. You have to give the common people the chance to ask their question. Those of you who have been privileged to serve in administration, you people were part of the agenda process. So you can't be giving them room to ask questions when it comes to what is on the floor. When you people discuss it behind closed door. That is eating up the common people time to ask their question. And Mr. Hottie Palmer, you have a real difficult task. I know all the time in this community, parliamentarian has been people to call order a meeting. But this 2023, we expect our parliamentarian to go out now, to do more. Because when you go back to your constitution, that's why I will even love for the president. I would love for the president to distribute copies of the constitution to each of the members that were appointed and each of the members that were elected. That would be a very good thing. Because when you know your organic laws, you know how to move. Because when you go back to the parliamentarian, the job of a parliamentarian, it clearly says that most likely, because I said, Hoti, you're a smart guy. I've seen your writings. I have seen you, how you speak. And you just need to add more legal side to you now. Because the parliamentarian is almost a legal person of the institution. The duty of the parliamentarian is to advise the association on matters relating to the laws and ordinances of the United States and its political subdivision and their effects and operation of the association. The parliamentarian also should advise the association of the usage of the rules and parliamentary procedures and promote orderly meetings. The parliamentarian should serve as a legal advisor to the president in regards to the association affairs. So the parliamentarian work, it's not just to go stand in a meeting and say, oh, put your hand up, oh, put your hand down. You got two questions to ask. You are a legal advisor to the president. You have to give us updates as to the laws of the United States, as to the organizations, how we are proceeding, if we are in compliance with the United States laws. Sometimes I always say this, an open rebuke is better than secret love. I know most people don't like the way sometimes I sound. I see my dear brother and friend Abad, he said, oh, Fede, why are you angry? I'm angry about what, my dear brother? We just have to speak the truth. The whole thing is a learning curve. We learn every day. No one knows it all. That's why we stay learning. But I think if the executive committee plans the agenda for the regular meeting, there will be a disservice for you to be looking at executive committee member there and align it to ask question all day. In the regular post office, ask a question, cannot ask a question. But notwithstanding, I want to say thank you for being the Logan's Hour today. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who have joined this conversation today. Fatima Famule, Sis Vera Hamu, and Abbott, Moba Prince Bono, Orita Joe Banks, Mamim Bayou, Sama Princess Liwe Hamu Logan, Precious Logan, my dear brother Maurice, Winter Snow, and Ase Goffen Jr., Sis Isabella Roland Akwe, and the rest of the other folks. I want to say thank you for joining Logan's Hour today. I have in studio here currently, I have the tough talking Brenny Afa. I have Mr. Anthony Gifler, who's here as well. I have Mr. G Consistent Morris. He's also in studio here. And I have Mr. Jeremiah K. Sele. He also in studio here. So we're going to have a very good conversation today. So I was expecting Mr. Jan Volula and Mr. Jeremiah Chip, but I understand that I think they should have meetings today. I just received a text message from someone that the executive committee called in an emergency meeting today. So we hope they will join us later on the Logan's Hour. But the meeting should start by 7 o'clock. Maybe it's on now. But let's go ahead and take this shot, little commercial. When we come back, we will bring our guests and our panelists in. Thank you. All right. So we are back again. Want to say thanks to everyone for joining us here today. Can you see me? Okay. So we are back again. We want to say thanks to everyone for joining us here. Mr. Jan Volula, he said he's in the back. So let me try to bring everybody who's in the background here on right now. So I have the first person here is Mr. Anthony Gifler. Mr. Gifler, are you ready? You ready to come on? All right. So I will bring Mr. Morris Gore in first. Mr. Gifler, stay. I see he's not looking at me, so maybe he's doing something here. Mr. Morris Gore, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, my dear brother and friend.
How's everything?
Good. I go around the clock got off. I'll be here at least 1 hour. I take 1 hour of my time to at least to be on your show. So from now to 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's 7:14. So I'll be here.
Okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Goa? All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So let's bring Mr. Anthony Gavler in. Mr. Gavler, how are you?
How are you, Mr. Logan? I'm fine.
I'm doing great. How's everything?
I'm blessed.
All right. Welcome again to the Logan's Hour.
Thank you.
All right. I have my dear sister, Brenny Afa. Brenny Afa, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We can't complain. We are doing pretty good. We are here for this fascinating discussion today concerning this inaugural ball. I want to say what's up to my mother-in-law, Sis Vera Hamu. She following us here. Sis Vera, Welcome to the Logan's Hour. We are happy that you join us here today. So let's bring in the scientist, Mr. Jeremiah Sele Senior. Mr. Sele, how are you, my brother?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Not bad. You want to bring your camera down small so your image can go up? There you go. All right. So Mr. Volula is saying he's in the back, but I can't get him. Mr. Volula, are you there now? Hold on, Mr. Volula, just reconnect, go on and come back in. When I see you in the back, I will bring you on the screen shortly. Yeah, guys. So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can hear everybody very clear. Let me see if I can. Okay, I can hear myself very clear. So I want to say thanks to every one of you for joining the Logan's Hour today. Today is just a little brief conversation concerning this report that came up from the inaugural committee and this other controversial Vanity budget that was passed on Saturday. So that's why we are here tonight. So specifically those two issues. So if somebody have something different, they would love to chip in. They will have the time to also do so. So let's go around the table now. Okay, Mr. Jan Volula is in the back. Okay, I can see you now, my dear brother. Yeah, hold on. Let me bring Mr. Volula in. Oh, Mr. Volula in his studio. Wow. Mr. Volula, are you sitting in the voice of LDR?
No.
Oh. Yeah, we're not hearing the voice of LDR. Okay, so your own show is what?
I get show.
Pastor Liberian Talk. I've been seeing you on Liberian Talk.
Open table edition of Liberian Talk.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so proud of you guys, man. I'm so proud of you guys. Because I heard Mr. Saleh talking about it the other day that he was working on something like that to at least allow people to stay to their houses, and he's just sending a link and everybody participate in the conversation. And when I saw you testing it the other night, I said, there you go. Y'all getting to know the beauty of modern day technology. So, yeah, congratulations. Open table, congratulations to you guys. This will help to improve our community. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so we have our team here now. I know where his name going to join us later on, Mr. Jeremiah Chia going to join us later on. So let's go around the table and have everybody introduction. Yeah, I need to put you up because you the boss man right here. I the host, I gotta be down. Thank you. Yep, my sister gotta go up. Let Marie count down. You know that woman count for it. All right, so let's go around the table and just introduce ourselves first to just make it a little faster. So our people have been waiting for this composition for a little while now. I'll just on another thing. So now while they are ready to go, let's go around and introduce ourselves. We'll start with Mr. Jan Volula. Mr. Jan Volula, go ahead with your formal introduction because you know our people
always getting me first on the show. All right,
yeah,
I will do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a stranger in this community. For those who listening outside of our community, my name is Jan Volula. I'm a resident of the Liberian Association, the Liberian community here in the state of Indiana. And I'm privileged to once again be on the Logan Hour. And I'm grateful that Mr. Logan, thank you. It is a privilege to be here. I'm looking up to a fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jan Volula. Those of you who know him and don't know him, this is tough talking Jan Volula. The man who I remember when they had all the arrows coming his direction. Joseph Waka people were on this show here and they were looking for somebody to represent Mr. Edison Cummings. We reached out to some of the people who can wear Edison Cummings t-shirt. They ran that way. Mr. Jan Volula said, I will take the bullets. And that day was a fruitful conversation. From that day, Jan Volula name went down in history. But one of those people who stood here and defended Mr. Edison Cummings very well. Mr. Volula, the community owe you Sonny, and Mr. Cummings owe you Sonny. When Mr. Cummings read that check, don't forget for me. My name is Philip. Like just one L inside. Don't put double L for the bank. Say the money not for me.
2018 coming. We said 2024 January coming. We'll be taking power.
I know. Bernie Alpha, can we hear your intro, baby?
Yes, hello. My name is Bernice Alpha, and thanks for having me on the show. I have 10 minutes, and I have to leave, and then I'll have to come back.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Yep, that's fair. All right. Let's hear from Mr. Anthony Giffler.
All right. Thank you for having me on the show tonight. And I hope we all go through this successfully. And good idea being learned from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Givler. Let's go to the scientist, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh.
Jeremiah Saleh, I'm glad once more to appear in studio and share the platform with some credible individual like Maurice Guo, Anthony Givler, Bernie Alpha, and Jan Volula, including you yourself, the host. It is once more a honor to be part of the body politics of our community. We're going to respectfully disagree with the association, specifically to that of the revenue that was generated from that of the previous inauguration and the bogus budget that was passed for the Valentine Day program. Having said that, I respectfully rest for now.
Now you the viewers,
fire.
now you the viewers, you know what will be happening here today. If you know what I know, tell somebody that Mr. Jeremiah Saleh, he's here today. And today's conversation is going to be hard because I can see Bernie Alpha will soon be leaving, and there will be nobody here to defend the government. So it means the government is going to be left vulnerable on this platform here, because if you leave, Jan Polula leave, it means Jeremiah Saleh and Mr. Maurice Guo, they're going to tear the government apart, because I know Mr. Givler will not be able to defend this government in terms of the book of Valentine Day budget that was just passed. So until then, I'm just advising you, Mr. Maurice Guo, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Hello, everyone. My name is Maurice. Yeah, my name is Maurice Goa. Yeah, I'm happy to be here again, Logan. I want to appreciate you again because we can see the growth and the development and the value is adding to our organization on a daily basis, because you partake, into this process. That's why we see the process is still going on. We hold the government foot to the fire, because we believe that this is our community. We're not in it because we are service. We are into it because of our children's future. So we remain into it. We will praise them when they do well. When they err, we'll criticize them. Where everything necessary, we will go through the process and see the growth and the development of our community. That's the main goal. So we're not here to criticize, to bring the community down, or to bring the leadership down. It's not our goal. Because maybe someone will be in a corner and say, hey, because this government lost, so all will be on the government, all will be on the administration. We're not here to bring you down. We're just here for all of us to learn together and make the place a better place for our children. Once again, I say thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maurice Guo. So we have Mr. Maurice Guo, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh, Mr. Anthony Givler. Your people that following you say your light's not too bright, they can't see your face. So I don't know how they're going to see your face tonight, but I don't think it's possible, because
I'm operating nicodemously.
Yeah, they may say operating nicodemously. So there you go. That's Mr. Anthony Givler for you. So those of you following us in a comment section here, if you love to present your comment, you can also put in your questions or whatever comment you have to which of the panelists specifically you want to ask a question to. And we'll also, at the end of the show, 30 minutes to the end of the show, we will open the line for calls. And you can also see down to the it is pinned at the end of it that you can also participate by calling in. The number there is 401-359-5072. And we just received a text that Mr. Savannah Spiller will be joining us in the next 5 minutes. And Mr. Jeremiah Cheer, he will not be here because I think he has a meeting too. So let's go straight around the table. We're going to take it from Mr. Givler. Mr. Givler, your image twisted. There you go.
Okay, yeah. How is it now?
Yeah, you are much better though.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, I can see Mr. Givler now. All right, the people say they can see you at least. You just want to know. Yeah, some people are complaining they want rather see the mayor they can buy the October oil from and the dry meat. So that's why.
Thank you for that promo.
Oh, thank you so much. That's why we are here. The community matters to us most. All right, so guys, let's go to it. I know some of you are financial experts and some of you are not. But let's go through what we have here from the committee. So what we're going to do, we're not going to design a specific question to ask. We're going to read what the committee presented. Then we're going to ask each panelist here to take 3 minutes and give us your perspective on what this committee present. If you're satisfied, okay, state your satisfaction. If you're dissatisfied, state your dissatisfaction. You have 3 minutes to do that. We'll go around the table. Brandy will soon be leaving. Brandy, you want to go and come back, or you want to be the first to go ahead with this part of it? Then you can come back and you want to be the first.
Yes. And
all right. So let's just run over it quick before we can open it up to you. So the inaugural committee on Saturday, on January 29, 2023, presented this report as their final report. The other day, you all were here, and the inaugural committee presented their preliminary report. And on the preliminary report, the inaugural committee presented that prepaid ticket sold was $6,323. Prepaid regular ticket, prepaid VIP ticket was $6,323. You'll be taking the number down, please. Anybody following or you want to take the number down, take the number down. Prepaid regular ticket sold were $180. $180 that they reported gave. Then, get intake was $5,067. Checks received, it was $100. Cash received, it was $4,277. Cash app, $350. Zelle, $340. Donations, $1,325. Grand total, it was $12,895. That is what it presented to us for the preliminary report. And this report here, we're not going to consider what the purchase or some of the hack that were in the prices of things that it went for, but we're just going to go to the attendance and the income, the pay attendance and income. So VIP tickets sold here. The VIP ticket was, initially they told they were selling 50 VIP tickets. That's what they told the community. But in excess, they sold 127 VIP tickets. So which means when you subtract the 50, they sold additional 77 tickets to people who went to VIP. So what it got from VIP was $6,350. And the regular tickets sold here, to ordinary people, the ticket was sold at a price of $30. And the committee said it sold 174 tickets. That amounted to $5,220. Then the income total here from the ticket sales, it was $11,570. Donation, the donation they received for the Valentine's Day program, it was $1,325. And cash on hand, it was $12,895. The expenditure total, the total money they spent for all the inaugural ball here, it was $9,646. So in grand total, the profit that the community generated from this inaugural ball, the committee say here, they are proud to present to you $3,248 as the profit made from this inaugural program. So we'll go around the table to ask each panelist here, what is your own opinion about this? And if it's,
not to interrupt you, the panel will all have several things to do. And I know when I was watching the show, you went all those figures and even display on the board.
Yeah.
So not to take all of the time.
We just go through it right away.
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just go through it because
Maurice too had to be the work as well, be somewhere around 8:40. And we have extensive discussion on other matters, especially that Valentine's Day budget that was passed as well.
Yeah. So
because my time is up. I have to go.
Okay, Brandy, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I would just say this is not what you present to the community. Especially if we oversold tickets. basically you are saying that we oversold tickets and we still came below the preliminary information they provided to us, stating, what was projected for us to get. So yeah, I feel like they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out where the money and things are, because spending $1,000 on flyers and things like that, that is very, 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 very bad. That's something that should not be allowed, because a lot of those things people left them. Places where they were supposed to save money, it looks like they overspend, and you didn't see any result. And that was a lot of money to just come and give this paperwork and say this is how much it is. It's unacceptable, and they definitely need to come back to the drawing board. But on that note, I will be back. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much, the tough talking Bernie Alpha. So let's go to our brother Jan Volule. Mr. Volule, what's your take on this? You are muted.
Yeah. Once again, I want to say thank you, Mr. Logan. And as member of this administration, I think you guys saw me in that meeting that day. That shows that we're not in this for our own personal, praises or for our own personal gain. We are in it for this community. Even it was my daughter who is the president, I would have done the same thing I did over there the other day in the meeting. I know people will say why you could not go behind closed door with them. I'm a member of the inaugural committee, the SAIR committee. I was kept out of the loop on everything. Even nothing was displaced to us. So bringing this type of report, knowing what I know, bringing this type of report, it's a total insult to the community. I would say that, because if you can look at the community and present them this type of report, knowing what the community know and what everybody know, nothing is in hiding, then you're looking down on the community. You are definitely, or thinking that the community don't know nothing. So you will just do anything to walk away with it. This time, if nothing will slide under the rug, even me that here when I do something, I'm waiting to get beat on, in anything, in any way, in public, behind closed door, anyhow you want to do it for the better, as long as for the betterment of our community, we'll take it. So this particular report,
yeah, go ahead,
is in deficit. Garage door. It's in deficit. The particular report is in deficit. If we gave you almost $10,000, you use the entire $10,000, along with all the donations that were donated, you use it on top of it. If you look at the report, the expenditure did not go up, even though they used the donation on top of the $10,000. The expenditure did not go up. The expenditure is static. It's like a seal in stone. You seeing it? Then, I think it was intentionally done because they projected $12,000 from the onset. So bringing $12,000 to us will be clapping. But knowing what we know, $12,000 it was not nothing for this program. We're expecting way more than $12,000. So if you use the $9,600 and some more dollars we gave you, the donation that came in, according to my chairman at that time, she even posted it or said it, that somebody gave $1,000 donation. Where is that $1,000 donation on the report? A lot of donations came in, and those donation is not reflected on the report. And they're telling us that $1,350 some of the donation came in. Yes, you use those things. So if you use all the donation along with the budgeted money that was allocated for the program, then you're telling us still you make $3,000 profit. then you're playing with our intelligence.
So you wanted the donation to be counted separately from what we got, right?
The donation, if you use the donation, it should reflect on the expenditure as well. It's part of the expenditure. Yeah, they gave you donation. They gave you cash donation. A part of the expenditure. The expenditure should go up. If you use, let's say you get a 9,600 I will give you, you use it as expenditure, right? And somebody gave you $1,000, you use it as expenditure, right? You're part of spending. You see that? So if you give him a summary of your expenditure, everything that you spend, it should be reflected. It should be reflected. Even though I'm not a financial expert, but in my lay understanding, I think that's why it should do. And again, with all the donation that came, and you tell me, oh, you never receive cash donation of $1,300,
$1,325.
$325, man. You know, the other side there too is this is, for me, I've been close to leadership in this community for a while now.
Yeah,
I know the in and out. You know, sometimes when I'm talking, people might take me to be, or people might overlook some of my talking, but I exactly know what I can say, because I know the in and out of area politics. You seen it? So people been staying away from the organization for so long. We're trying for people to come back on board. The momentum after the election, we all see it during the community. We all seeing it. The people overwhelmingly took their high-end money, and they took the fire, they took the heat on top of the stove. They cooked for this program. Coming with such a report is a slap in their face. That means whatever they did is not appreciated. So in this country, whenever somebody gave you a donation, that person that gave that donation expect you to use it wisely, and they want to report to that. That's why it is in this country. You know, they need account for that donation they gave you, even though they gave it as donation with the name attached to it, but they need to know how you use it. They need to know. That's that right.
You are right. Thank you so much.
Is giving the high-end money, and you're not giving them an account, and you want to play on their intelligence. It's not right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I tell Mr. Parker, thank you for sending the report back for them to redo it and come back. And we will sit down the round table again. We'll redo it. I'm part of it. We all will take the blame.
Thank you so much.
I was kept out of the loop.
Thank you for acknowledging, and thank you that it is a systemic problem, but we can work on it. So let's go to Mr. Anthony Gavler. Mr. Gavler, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I reviewed the document. I found some missteps, misinformations, and those missing informations are the cause of all the noise. Whoever the anonymous donors was or is, their money should have been gone in a very simple form. Every donation received should have been added to the 9,000 to make it a revenue for expenditure.
Okay.
So give it this way: the 9,600 that was given to the committee, plus the 1,000, make it 10,000 and change, plus those LAR, I mean the Men Association, which I'm an evidence to, gave $500, make it $10,500 or so. However, you can get 1,000. Then you go through your expenditure, then you will find out where you make step or not. Okay. And with the alcohol or the drinks, I know people I have to pick up drinks. The cost of those drinks, and they did not get receipt for it, that should have been put aside as a donation, saying was immaterial.
Okay.
You could not easily attach a cash value to it. You will either be overstating or understating it.
Okay, so Mr. Gavler, before you go forward, let's get your position. Are you in favor or are you against?
This is not a matter of being in favor or against. We are trying I'm trying to identify where some of the lapses are.
Yeah, so we are discussing the report that was presented to us by the committee. So are you in favor of this report or are you against this report?
Well, the way the report was presented, it was poorly presented.
Okay, so you're against
I
it.
was one of those. Unfortunately, I did not end it. But if I had remained to end it, I was going to recommend that the committee take that association, take that report and set up an independent audit committee to audit the
inaugural committee,
and give the funding to the association to say, hey, we have audited these people. This is what we found. Whether it's authentic or not, but this is what we found. But they could not be their own people at the same time audit themselves. So they should submit it, and the independent body go there. Okay, it's just so quick that I don't know why we will go back to the president or speech or message. But all of those, I want to lay my point up before we can go further. If you can allow me.
Yeah, go ahead. Lay your point. You take our time. You got 2 more minutes.
All right. When the meeting was called to order, the president was asked for a start of the association.
Yeah.
What many people expected to have heard, including me, was now we have had all the documents from the 30 administration. We have reviewed it. This is what is not there. This is what we are not seeing. And what are we doing? The 2 weeks before this meeting, I was on the open table, and the secretary called and said, do not worry about the 501c. Come to the meeting on the 24th or the 14th, whatever the day was. All the information that you want will be there about the 501c3 documentation.
Okay.
But to my surprise, the president did not say anything about that. All right, those are the things. But what he jumped into was the meeting of the Democratic people who want or support their candidate. That was not part of our agenda. That should have been brought on AOB. Okay? But he brought it in and left what he should have spoken about. Our document, do we have it? Yes. What is in it? Then we'll know how we stand. But up to now, nobody can tell you, because when I raised him with Tati when he was on your show, the first thing he said was, I don't know what Anthony Gabriel is asking. I don't know what position he holds in government. And when I'm a taxpayer, all right? So I think the president should have told us the starter of the document that is in question. Do they have all? What is outstanding? What contains in those document? He did not do that. So I think I had a real problem with that. But like I said, I was not there to ask my question or to put my point through. But I appreciate all of you who were there and took it to this level. But the report needs to be given to an independent body to review and submit finding to the leadership. Okay? They were, I must admit. This is new to our community. What we are dealing with today is very new, and that's all part of the association, how it evolved.
It's true.
So there's going to be little mistakes. People are going to learn from it. I bet the next time somebody will say, hey, hold on. The previous administration did this, and this is what we got out. So let's see how we can avoid these things.
Okay.
All right, but it should be done right.
Thank you. So do you think the financial secretary needed to be involved with all of the financial matters from all of the committees that had to do with financial issue?
I don't know how the
you are muted. Yeah, unmute yourself.
All right. I don't know how the inaugural committee was constituted. Okay. But in any way, somebody with some financial thing, or in fact, 2 separate ways they have done it. After they gave it to them, they use cash. That's a check. So the check will cross over.
Okay.
All right. Or receipt. But most of the things we're going to have will be no receipt, especially though have value payment made. But the financial secretary should be part of that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gafler. So let's go to Mr. Morris Gore. Mr. Gore?
Yeah, that Jeremiah go, man, so I can do something quick. Jeremiah can go in 30 minutes. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Saleh.
Once more, I want to appreciate the platform again. But this is a very sensitive topic. We have high level of disenchantment, and we don't want to bury the quench of our people by just talking on the surface, and then at the end of the day, we do not achieve our desired goals. When I say that is that time is of essence on the show.
It's true.
with the amount of things we have to discuss. So I wish we can be directly and strictly to the point. The fact that I'm going over the inauguration financial report from the inauguration committee, I would take little over 3 meetings. I mean,
Go
3
ahead.
minutes.
Go
But
ahead. Mhm.
having said that, I will be very elusive going forward with my responses. However,
Yeah, but Jeremiah, just my recommendation. My old man watching the thing here too on YouTube. Should I understand you, brother? So you just
okay,
break it down for my old man level.
I will try to do that. Now,
All right, thank you.
the financial report, the inaugural committee financial report is not genuine and it's not fair to the consciousness of our people. Now, our problem is tending to be Liberia problem where we can't find solution. And we don't want our generation don't want it be like that. Let me tell you, there are people in this community that endure the stagnation of this community. Be one place and turning rotationally can go forward. And that's the reason why you see that when it comes to the affairs of this association, they take strategic positions like inaugural committee so that they can be able to participate in the same bogus behavior that have been done in the past. What did I say that? People say this is new. The reason why some of us voted the passing of $9,000 to this committee was the national economic census that we look at the inflations of things. One, but locally within our community, we accepted that budget because we felt that those that were on the committee were not novice. Now, the chair of the committee, Mongo, have been here. She has seen how inauguration ran. So based on experience, Mr. Jopo have been involved from Castle Town. Based on those experience, and Yang have been in the community and other things. So looking at them, profiling them individually, you could say they will do better. But we cannot keep giving rooms to people to do better and they be destroying the resources and destroying the assets of this community and think we sit here and continue to bury our emotions. As much as we try to be as intelligent we can be, do not provoke us. If you look at trend analysis and historical factors to this community, you will see that they robust the robust statement against Rufus Tati at the time was based on finances. And you know why it's technical when it comes to that? It's not because we are conscious of money or we eat money. The reason is that we struggle to put the money in there. The initial income for AR to get 20,000+ was from having administration. So we told Rufus Tati, we gave him a caveat. Now look, the money we gave you, if you cannot increase our money, please leave the exact money there after your 3 years. Please maintain our money. That was a strong caveat. That caveat led to the demoralizations of some of our character, where people have to lie on us. Our character went on the line because of this financial issues. It's very sensitive. Now, when you look at that, also for an administration that takes 52,000+, look at how the money gets in the account. Do you think that money get extrapolated based on Rufus 33 years of service? No. It was some of the inflations in price of candidate fee. You are a candidate. We were charging $100 for candidate to pay. We charge $120 for people to register to vote. That has never happened within AR. That extrapolated the account, that inflated the amount to 50,000+ plus other non-refundable things and other things that the association did to generate these revenues. Now, AR don't have assets. So we don't have access to things that we can point to that we can put down for in case of to look at the financial analysis on liquidity of the ratio or solvency. And we talk about solvency, we talk about interest coverage, how we can generate interest. So these kind of big events is where AR generates money. Now, the worst thing you can do with AR is to discourage the people, the payee, those that pay their dues. If the people lost interest in the administration, they don't pay dues for 3 years. Then maybe next election, people have to charge 180 for people to get these revenues. This is malicious. When you see people putting their hands on public funds, these are the very same people that criticize national leadership. But when you see them seeing public funds as small as OER is, for people bother to chuckle on basic money, no money can entice an individual like me. We live in this great country where everybody works for money. But when you see people of substance, people who you have high regard for, to mismanage money or to try to steal, because that's a war, no matter how it is, try to embezzle from few issues like this, it's discouraging, it's disheartening. Now let's look at the budget. You tell me flyer design. No, let's go to silverware, chair covers and table covers. You pay $801. Right?
Yeah.
Does chair covers and table covers different from decorations? Decoration is you spend $1,242. So the chair cover is not part of the decoration. The table cover is not part of the decoration. Then why you deal with the decoration money? Now, that brings me to the analysis of what Jan said. There is somebody in confidentiality that told me they contributed close to $1,000 for this inauguration. I don't want the name being mentioned. I personally gave $100. Liberian Association gave $500. And you tell me that donation is only $1,325? It's highly erroneous. This is dubious.
200, Jeremiah.
Eh?
I give 200 cash.
So this is corruption to the high court. And if we love this committee, these are issues that we should speak with respect, but not in any form of gentility. There's nothing to be gentle about here. This is money. And one thing about this inauguration that was different, the committee did not spare anybody, irrespective of your status in society. They require you to pay. So I expect decent amount, cash flow, revenue generator, our profitability ratio should be higher than all inauguration. But these people taking us for a joke, and I will say this, we will remain on the record for this. There's a caveat to Mr. Judas Parker. If you think that you are a very respectful man, we respect you in this community, and you think that some people of bad character and bad substance will surround themselves around you to steal, and we said our big brother will come after you because the money is the one that keeps the association running. All of your committees submit to us budget that they want to spend. But if you cannot generate revenue, we cannot keep giving you budget. We cannot keep passing budget. Let's do a parameter analysis before arrest. Parameter analysis before this budget for inauguration got passed, right? They were in the majority, including myself. The Valentine's Day budget that was passed, even though it was passed bogusly, the ratio of people that vote against and for was very close.
It's true.
That should tell you that your trends, your first program was bad. For you to have that amount of people voting against your second budget, it is time for Mr. Parker to take authority and be a leader and be sitting down and be acting so quiet and people be running the show. It is soon, but we must speak hardcore facts and be realistic. This mentality of my own thief, that my friend, so I will support my thief, that I bring mentality. When the thief is your friend, then you support it. If it's not your friend, then you talk against it. We will continue to speak. If we know you or we don't know you, we'll continue to speak the truth until facts, evidence can be substantiation on this financial record. And as Mr. Gavler said, the team should be audited. They should not go back there and do their own thing. They should be audited. Thank you very much. I rest for now, and I respectfully rest for now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah K. Sele Sr. And you just brought something to my attention, has to do with decoration and silverware, chair cover, tablecloth, and decoration. So I must say I never grabbed that part of it. So I still trying to figure out what the difference between the decoration and the chair cloth and the chair table? Are they
Logan,
different from the decoration? Yeah. Go
Logan,
ahead.
let me say something on that real quick. G consistent, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just 2 seconds. I call it that chair cover and silverware. We do have LAI do have their own chair cover and a tablecloth. Where 800 coming from with chair cover and tablecloth? I must say I didn't catch it until Jeremiah said it.
Yeah, just now. So you said decoration and silverware, and I'd say wait. How can the chair cover and the tablecloth is not part of the decoration, but the decorating of the hall is $1,242.26, and different from the chair cover and tablecloth. So anyway, we will get to that point. But let's go to the issue of the food before Morris come in.
Okay, before then, can I take 30 seconds of your time?
Yeah, go ahead, quick, before Morris come in.
There is something on this report as well. That talks about. I will get back to it. Let me do my analysis in my mind. I'm doing calculation. I will get back to you guys.
Okay, all right. So when it comes to the food of $1,921.91, and according to the General Secretary the other day when he appeared on the Logan hours, he said each elected official contributed almost $500 as their contribution in food counts and in whatever way possible. So if each of them contributed almost $500, it means we're supposed to have over $2,000 for food or under $2,000 for food. So adding this 1,900 to it, that was a lot of money. So before Morris come in, let's hear what the financial secretary, the general secretary said first.
Program for the usher in the office. When since they started working. Look, Mr. Pitt, if you look at the dignitaries that coming to the program, you like, as soon as we get into office,
excuse me. I don't believe in you, like.
Why don't believe in ULA? ULA is the border organization of all
elected officials and their families are not paying to enter if you intend to raise funds.
Good.
Yeah, the reason elected officials and their family are not paying because we have put so much into the inaugural ball. The coming of the mayor, we honor taking the cost for a hotel bill, a plane ticket. Every elected official have contributed about $500 towards the inaugural ball. So the contribution we have made is far more than the $50 we'll have to pay at the door.
There you have it. So we have a report that do not capture anything about the major, where he slept, his plane ticket. But the secretary said here that they honor right that cost. And each elected official contributed almost $500. Mr. Goa, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. I think my brother got to do the science error and try to counter the accounting error because I see discussing the accounting, discussing end of cash flow. Let's go to the issue. The report is clear that there's a corruption, there's a fraud into the report. It's clear. You see, when they decided to give the income right after the ball, when they posted that income, I knew straight that the report kind of be somehow difficult because anytime someone rush to give report fast, there's something behind it. So I begin to blow alarm that you guys doing something behind the scenes. So we're not discussing the report until the expensive part come in. There are a lot of places the people took the money. I'm here to, in accounting, you got to identify the play the people took the money. Because in accounting, you don't take money in one area. You got to take it, and put it together. It be big. So it can be plenty. So that how they did. They take money from here, they take money from here, they take money from there. They take money from all around the numbers. I will try to give the community the place where they took the money there from a report.
Okay. Because
we're not here to just to come here to talk for nothing, but we're here to give our own input. If the thing are lying, I'm sure I'll not be 100% correct, but I'll be 80 or 90%. You see, the hall, the post said that the hall was 3,000. They spent 2,000.
2,000 on the hall, yes.
Yeah, that's 1,000 saving there. 1,000 need to be extra, need to be reported. You see the food.
Yep.
The food, they said 2,000. Me, I get all the number in my head.
Yeah.
They spent 1,900 plus.
Yeah. 1,921.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that food area they took money because a lot of people cook. We hold the food. Now it's my witness. The presence of my witness. In my brother Joseph, all of them were in the gym. They called me that day. Murray, we need you to carry food. We haul food in the hall. People
So
went for food.
they don't pay for gas, and not to call
They don't pay for gas.
That's what we call time value to money.
We buy our own gas, 30-minute plug. We drive on a 30-minute carry because this is the law we have for the community. They took money for the food. I just giving you the place because I don't want to talk too much. I just want to give you the area where the people took the money from and begin to add it. They took money for the food. They begin to take money for the food. When you look at the donation area, that's the area they eat most of the money. And another area. You see, there's only a call in accounting other income.
Mm-hmm.
When you got have a revenue from the ball and donation coming, issue for other income that will be very clear that you have a list of everything the people give. You're not gonna post the people, you're not forced to post, but if I may, I will call people in a report so it can encourage people next time so they can donate. These are things that can make people be more encouraged to be part of the organization. When people do something, give them that credit. Give the people the need, the people that donated, list everybody need, the amount they donated, the amount they give a charity contribution or goodwill, list everything and give it to the community so that people can see that so the next time they donate more. How you can get money for organization? They took money from the goodwill area. When it comes to the expense area or what have you, the printing, that way again they lie. Because there are two areas. You can take money from somewhere and you can lie that you know that they don't spend the money, you lie that you spend the money. So there are two areas they begin to take the money from the report. The spending area where you have a dog operation, you guys always said that. They took money from the dog. Because the dog operation $1,325. So there's a lot of laughs in the report, but let me just go to another issue because he asked a question. He said, if the financial secretary need to be on various committees. You can remember that, Logan?
Yes.
I
asked that question.
Okay.
Since Isabella also make it clear that yes, the financial secretary.
Right. Yeah, let me come to that. Yes, because maybe it will be my last one. So that you see, when we read Article 6 of the Constitution, I think you're reading the article or the Constitution article. Yeah, when we read Article 6 of the Constitution, the second line states clearly that the financial secretary shall be the chairperson on the Ways and Means Committee. So, it clearly tells you that if the financial secretary should be the head for any committee account of money business, nobody should be the chair. There's a problem we're facing right now in the committee game. Because if you be the head for money, you should be somebody that very smart, very critical, and very quick to notice because it should be somebody that have knowledge when it comes to that area, because these are two things in the organization that are too high area in the organization, too high area. You see the general secretary, the SG is a high area to work in the organization. You see the financial secretary is a high area to work in. That's why you need people who get a passion. So you see, these are the things that sometimes when people are voting, they don't look at these things. That's why I don't criticize the financial secretary. Trust me, I would now criticize against this community. Because it's now an error. I will not criticize her. And that's what you do. If you need my help, I will just help her. But I will not criticize her. Because it's a hard job. When it comes to money, people will dig behind you. People will criticize you. That's why if you know that, if you not have the control when it comes to money document, if you don't have the control when it comes to money, because they think clearly said it. After God and money, two things really in the world are God and money. So you don't joke about money business. So these are things that thing that the organization, thank God that we stay involved. We now quit we now quit because there will be a lot of no, trust me, this is the first program of the organization where they needed to be honest enough to encourage people to go for the Valentine program. They already discourage the community. How? It making it hard for the committee runner, the Valentine committee. They make it hard for them. They are in a worry that if people attend our program because he can encourage people. People will not pay that money, feel that people stupid, people not work for that money. People are working for that money because they feel that we want to move the community forward. People don't want to come do something because they feel like they get plenty of money. So these are the things that I can say. Thank you, at least everybody young, my dear brother, and everybody seeing the reality and speaking out. These are the things that we need. You're not gonna be fair with somebody seeing you doing the wrong thing, then you're afraid to speak out. These are the things I need. These are the things that are suffering Liberia. So rest up for now.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Savannah Pele, saying he just joined us. Mr. Pele, I know you've been following in the background. What's your input on this conversation here today?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Okay. First and foremost, my position with respect to the entire controversy has never changed. It will never change. First and foremost, I see people commenting that Kakar should take a stand. Fatima should be on all committee. Robert should do this and do that. You guys making brilliant input. But from the onset, when these guys were elected, I would say it every day. They don't have no game plan. The first approach to any project must be a project plan that should be executed. And that project plan will have deliverables attached. It will have milestones to tell in the middle of the project. It will have quantifiable analysis. We're talking about cost relationship to every individual activity that the project intends to execute. I was in this meeting this gone Sunday. That budget was not passed because you had 16 persons voting against, 19 persons voting for, 3 persons abstaining. So there was no majority. That budget was never passed. It was a stalemate. You have witnessed the Speaker of the House election 15 different times. They had to ask those who abstained to say they vote no objection. That's the only way he could become Speaker. That's a direct correlation or example for us to look at. So that budget for the Valentine is not legal. It was never passed. So you go back to the drawing board, you sit down, and you look at it from this standpoint. It was not passed. So, all in all, it's a good thing that everybody's coming out to say these things, to identify the flaws. But one thing you guys not noticing, the same people that are playing Rufus inauguration, the same people playing Parker inauguration. So why would they be making mistakes at this time?
It seems people playing JD. Someone they playing JD work inauguration. Someone they were part of JD inauguration.
I see people.
See people. And you telling me they keep making mistakes. They're learning. They're not learning. It's habitual. It's habitual.
You come to us, you have market list. You call it budget. You don't explain anything.
Crazy.
You call it budget. Look, we are on a failed start. I told Robert the other day he was arguing. So after inauguration, we'll see our plan. Your inauguration passed. Y'all call your first regular meeting. Only the youth department came out with something tangible. No other committee. The highest will be. Every committee should have his or her own plan and agenda that will be submitted to the financial secretary, who is the head of the budget committee by default. By this time, she should have already set up a whole committee of like-minded people to draw out LAR entire budget for the fiscal year. Nothing of such kind. But you're calling other people wanting them to join to serve or to help your work. But it's not possible because if you call me to say work on the IRC committee, I have my own idea, but you have not given me any plan. You haven't given me any plan. So if I come to a meeting and we start to discuss, don't you think my idea and your idea is still keeping that is not documented yet can bump heads? Then we'll have meeting over for 3-4 hours. We're not achieving anything. So these are the things that is very much critical for every institution to have. You must have a game plan. You must have a set time for initiation. You must have a set timeline to know when you will do this, how this will be done, how we can realize money. And one key thing Morris just spoke on. Morris spoke on people giving recognition based on their donation. When people donate their money, people give the high-end money to you. The only thing you do for them is to come in recognition of their efforts, and you must be transparent. Because if you're not transparent, you'll discourage any other person. And this is a litmus test now. But the Valentine program will be poorly attended.
Hello?
Poorly attended. So, because why? It was shortly planned. No time to even adjust yourself. We spoke about this thing. I told Rufus Tati the same thing. When he took office, I said, look, we need to change the Valentine program after every year. Get the church involved. Every election year, let the church have a concept. So we can go and worship God in love and happiness. So we can say, oh yeah, we're starting this government with a new, with a fresh mind, and we're coming in unity. Then after that time, you can have your Valentine's Day ball or this or that. But
hello?
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. That's all I can say now.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just to buttress on something that Savannah Spade said before I lose my thought or my trains of thoughts, right? He just stated that the the Valentine's Day program will be poorly attended. In my mind, that's a realistic conclusion. Because I remember during the Rufus Tati administration, our MA combined with the administration was not able to generate a very good income from Valentine's Day.
Yeah, the community ended in deficit.
Yes, and there's a lot of reasons why Valentine's Day is one of the programs we don't depend on to generate money. I mean, we don't get a lot of income from my past experience. Reason being that it's a Lovers' Day. The way in which we amplify the inauguration, the momentum, the zealousness of the people is not the same as Valentine's Day. For example, I may decide to spend Valentine's Day in a nice hotel downtown with my wife. Mr. Federal Logan don't want to get in trouble when he wear him. We have to take her to the most expensive restaurant to spend time with them. Jeremiah may have something planned for him and his family. So there's no guarantee that attendance. There's no guarantee of attendance. Now, so if you do that analysis or correlation analysis to that of the recent program and the discouragement in the mind of your customers or your consumers, which happen to be the people in Indiana, then it is a clear indication that the probability of you generating money and not getting into deficit is 0.4. If you get 0.4%, then you did well. Now, that I will let that issue to rest to respond to my brother Colombo Zina comment that we should jump into conclusion why the president tells people to go and do their audit and come back. Let me demystify that information and make clarity. It is the General Assembly that rejected the report. It's not the president. The president and entire executive all they agreed to the report. They have all they concluded in their mind that Indiana will always be the same where we can just bring Booker's agreement to them and they will accept it. But because this generation is more fluent with the day-to-day activity, we are more notable. We are in our prime. So those things will not happen that used to happen back 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we saw people shouting in the meeting, no, we don't want this. And that's what make it hard for any leadership in this community is because the knowledge of the people, of the young people to grasp irregularities, to go against flaws is at a high extent at this point. So when you're bringing something to us, you should be very careful. So the lacks and the characteristics of people in the past that conducted inauguration and stole from the Liberian people, they using that same methodology. It is applicable because there is a first time inauguration budget being rejected for proper revision. So it is the assembly that reject that, not the president, because the president concluded. And then before I rest, so the recent Valentine's Day budget that passed.
Yeah.
The president forced it down our throat. This is how he did it. He said, who for and who against?
Yeah.
But what the president forget to know is that there were opinions on the table that was not accepted. Some of the opinions were, okay, let's not buy new material for decoration and let's reduce the price of this. All of the opinions from those that attended the meetings, he did not conclude it to be voted upon. He said, vote yes or no. And then he conclusively conclude that since they counted one or two people above, they won the ED, and from there the meeting get disrupted. Mr. Parker, you will have to do better going forward. Because you don't want someone else to revert the car or put the car in reverse to go into the opposition block. Because you're going to find it difficult if we revert into opposition. We create stiff resistance to your regime, and the probability for you to succeed, it will be less than 50%. So there's a caveat that you need to take responsibility of your regime. I have seen that slowness in you to respond to issues. You want to be diplomatic. Look, sometimes leadership is not about being a diplomat. You can be a diplomat and be a failed diplomat. You have to understand the crowd of the people. So for that, I was not happy how he proceeded and how his meeting ended. There was no benediction. There was nothing. There was no any other business. Meeting get disrupted and we left. There's something he should take note of.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh. And just for you showing a little light on the inaugural ball, how the voting went on, even I have similar concern. And I stated it at the meeting, and I even called an objection, and nobody listened. Nobody cares about what happened. All they cared about is it have been passed. 19 people voted against, 3 people abstained, 16 people voted no. And I felt that wasn't the case. My objection was very simple to the parliamentarian. Before you take a vote, you have to first of all know how many people sitting in that identical area to take a vote. You have to count the total number of people present. Then after you announce a result, you have to give how many people were present, how many people abstained, how many people voted against. Then we can compare the numbers that you gave in with the total number of people that were present. But in this case, it was never done. It was the entire Valentine's Day budget was taken together when you in 6th grade and you're having election. And that was wrong. There's a whole community. It is a Liberian representation in Indiana. We are not here to criticize. We are just here to say the facts. And we are here. They say, Jeremiah, go ahead. They say open rebuke is better than secret love. We won't talk beyond you while we're talking in front of you. Jeremiah Cheer, you better follow with my dear brother.
Yeah, good evening, Philip Logan. Good evening to everyone. How are you?
Good evening, my brother. We are doing great, though. Thank you
for coming on. So, what's your start with?
All right, so Jeremiah just brought about the Valentine's Day budget, but we wanted to go to the Valentine's Day budget, but right now, because of time, we're putting all in one. So we've been discussing the inaugural report that came up, and we asking people for their views on the inaugural report. I think you're part of the meeting, so we have to go and name everything again. So what's your input on the inaugural report? Are you in favor of this report, or what's your objection to this report as well?
Well, first of all, thank you again.
Mhm.
We like to say the government presently is working in its effort to make sure that that committee that was set up gets back to the community with an actual report. Because as it stands, this report doesn't represent the administration. Is a bit too appalling that those kind of reports will come out in the public space, wherein the people spend their money and they feel like they were overlooked, because there are several components of that report that isn't even going down well with even officials of government. So we want to first of all apologize on behalf of the government at this stage, but we want to assure the public that the president has constituted a mandated a committee to probe into the matter and to make sure that we get back to our working ways in making sure this committee provides the necessary report without flaws to the community. Number one, because there are key line issues that were pinpointed, and we all know that
But just a second, Jeremiah, can you make the recommendation to the president, because we have an independent auditor here who want to be part of it as well?
That could also form part of that, because that person has a bit of a financial background, and he could be of help to his community, and he could also help us in mitigating whatever went wrong. What we are saying is this: the community holistically stood up and said, no, this report, we don't accept this report. And the reason why we don't accept this report is because we were there, we saw the reports, and we saw what went on. So this thing doesn't represent the community at this stage, but we understand that that was interim, because, whenever a government takes power and they set up an interim administration to lead them to inauguration, that's how those people were selected. We're not distancing ourselves from them, but we are also saying that the reports, it didn't go down well with the president. It didn't go down well with the General Assembly. It didn't go down well with the government. That's the reason why this report was sent back to committee room so that they work on it. Because Mr. Vulula in studio here also happens to be a member of that committee. I was also a member of that committee. I didn't see that report till you sent it to me, Philip, in the hall.
I sent it to you. I sent you a text message.
That tells you the discrepancy.
I didn't see it until that day in the meeting.
So we know that things weren't done properly, and we know that this fund belongs to our people, and the community is the one who sponsors. It's the primary sponsor of this organization. So if we can't
Jojo, nobody running away. People just being responsible to speak to reality. Jojo, they're not running away.
Jojo, Jeremiah, sorry, Jojo, so funny.
What did he say?
No, he said, all of you guys running away from the report. I said, they put out running away from it. No.
What Jojo has to understand is this: when things go down, when things go wrong, we take full responsibility. We dust ourselves up and move on. That after inauguration, committee is disbanded. Now, if the report doesn't go down well with the community and the public and the presidency, he reconstitute that committee to go into it to find out what went on, what went wrong. That's it. Nobody's shying away from it. Because if I'm shying away from it, I will come here and defend it and tell you that everything is perfect and everything is that. It's not, because I know the community people funds are in there, and a profit came back. The community did a little more work, and small profit came back. But the explanation that derives the profit is what the community needs, because there were several
profit. Look at the remote, brother. There's no profit.
There were several people who donated to this process. There were several people who out of goodwill gave a lot of things, and they weren't even appreciated to the extent that there were listings that were placed before things were collected from these people, and after these people gave their time and service, they were never recognized by these people. So I mean, this is disheartening, and I think the community spoke the way they spoke, because it's too early for us to tread on that path. I think that's the reason why we are back at square one, and we are back to evaluate the report and make sure, because report is not done by two persons, especially the whole community report with the people money. You cannot, two person cannot hang here and over it. It should have been a whole entire process done by everyone, including the financial secretary of the organization. So these are the reasons why you see things went the way they went. But we are yet to see the final report, because it's being redone right now. People are being called on board now who weren't part of the initial stages to come and help and lend a hand. So that's my take on it so far.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah.
Can I have a minute, please?
Yeah, have a minute. So let me Mr. Anthony give you back.
I'm saying I acquire with it for
okay. After me, you told me, man.
Yeah.
Just have a minute.
Come on. After Jeremiah, we'll go back to Mr. Gifler to have.
You're the one part of the inaugural committee. We are the disenchanted one, so you'll give us more time.
I'm disenchanted too.
These are the you partially disenchanted. The thing is, these are the kind of things I think a community or honest community into Tatas, right? And there are some of what we're experiencing here. Now, we're still looking at this inaugural report because extensively, we're just looking at figure, but we're not looking at analysis.
Yeah.
So I will do the analysis on where they talk about flyer design, program printing. Flyer design, program printing, $1,021, right? And 84 cents. Right there, it tells you that there was a fair play in printing. It was doing the same very inflation that I printed 500 copies, almost 2,000 copies at FedEx for elections. I pay $496.26 for printing. 2,000 plus copies was printed to FedEx for inauguration ballot. I pay $496. When you design flyers, do you pay $500 plus for flyers? No. So the most, and you can tell me that the program that they design, somebody designed a template on the computer and all they had to do was to print it in color print. Then the publicity with flyer, they were not putting flyer to Saraga or entities. They printed the flyer, was sharing it electronically. They didn't carry flyer to all the churches and put on the wall. They did not do a backdraft for LAR. We had an old backdraft that we used for people to take pictures. So how come you extrapolated the money so much? You decrease our profitability. You lower our efficiency ratio. We have to deal with our sales of ticket, and our monetary value seem depreciated, because how it depreciate is that the people who are supposed to give to other programs now are going to hold their money. So this particular committee seems very unfair. Now, let's do, in the absence of finance, let's do mathematical and scientific analysis on the quantity of human beings.
Philip, you're not going to allow Jeremiah to be.
No, just a second.
Okay,
No. Jeremiah, you got 1 more minute. Yeah, I thought Jeremiah 1 more minute. Jeremiah,
okay, let me take 1 more minute, my brother.
What are you talking on there?
Yeah,
in the absence of, let's look at it mathematically or scientifically, right? Let's look at the variables and the numbers. They projected 300 people. That's a projection of how much we will bring in. During the previous report, they said 50 people will be on VIP. And they was going to give up 14,000. Am I lying? In the previous report, before the program, they said 50 people for VIP, 300 people attend. They will generate revenue around 14,000.
Yeah.
It happens to be that 147 people were VIP then.
127.
127 people were VIP then.
Yeah, 77 people extra.
Yes. Having said that, you still reported below 14,000. And what is even bogus? Is that as much as you project mathematically, even there is no spreadsheet, as much as you project 300 people, how come? Can you tell me in probability and ratio that you will get 301 person? So it means that when you do analysis, you consider the numbers to around what they expect for 300 people to attend. But we know in the hour almost close to 400 people that came. But because they had told us that 300 people getting 14,000, so they gave us 301 people. But what they didn't look at is that out of even if 301 people, either 10 people will slide in, will not paying, or more people will come in and pay. So, looking at all of the variables, this report is bogus. It's not fair. It's unjust to the population, and we must speak to the truth. So I rest.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah
Listen.
Silly. So, Mr. Chair, before you come in, maybe Mr. Anthony Gavler before you get sleepy. Mr. Gavler, come in if you want to chip in. Thank you, Mr. Gavler.
Hello.
Yeah, make a minute.
I'm first disappointed in you, Mr. Logan.
Sorry, I left you.
You eating, man?
Eating.
Yeah, that is the best. You made me eat.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
Jeremiah said, keep interrupting and come in multiple times.
Yeah.
You 5 minutes, you use it.
Like that.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's one. Two. And Pierre Pele, Savannah Pele, all he's interested in is damage control. All right. The whole inaugural thing that came up, Pele pledged 2 bottles of liquor. Did he make any payment?
I don't know. That's a committee.
All right. The attitude of Pele made me believe that the association should be separated from the community. Because you got people in the community, they just come there to cause noise without contribution. And when you have an association with membership roster, you know how to plan your program. Okay? So these are all reasons why I'm still campaigning that we divorce the community from the association. Then we will know how to control it. All right? So when it comes to the inaugural, the Valentine's Day, I would recommend to leadership that we should abolish Valentine's.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. Valentine's is not a revenue generating program.
It's not.
Cut off.
And for the money coming to spend, no.
All right? Not yet this year. Valentine's Day should not form part of our annual program. Okay? So, I'm going to recommend that to leadership. Maybe in the constitution, I will recommend that program, Valentine's, should not be part of the association or annual event. Okay? It's going to fall a lot of young people. Let them decide how they want to celebrate their Valentine's, but it should not be at the expense of the association. Okay? So, I read my case, and maybe I'm going to come back, but stop letting somebody just come from the background. I want to interject. Jeremiah, if he had his time, he was 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gavler. Okay, Mr. Volula, let's hear for you. Unmute yourself. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Gavler.
Somebody keep coming on with echo.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm muting everybody.
Yeah. Like we all have already said, I think it would be prudent enough for independent body to join the committee now to go over item by item on the report to come to the community. Like what Jeremiah said, we got young minds now in the community who, when things come, our minds run very faster and we catch some of those irregularity very quickly. And these things that used to happen back then, when people are doing it now, they should be mindful because what? We're going to catch it. It will definitely come to light. The committee, they have a lot of frauds, and I think we have already, identified that moving forward. That's why some of us are here to talk about it, because some of us were kept out of the loop. Were totally kept out of the loop. When the preliminary report came up, when the community reacted on it, what I expected from my bosses on the committee to have called for committee meeting to sit and look at the report and how best we can brainstorm to look at those items, item by item. If they had done that, we wouldn't have been here today talking about this report, but nothing like that happened. Like Jeremiah just said, myself are here. I went at the meeting before I saw a report as a committee member. A man who was all in the community running around.
And Jeremiah was on our committee.
Yes, I was all in the community running around. from door to door.
Hmm.
You seen that?
That's not cool.
Well, I was good to do the rest of the other stuff, but not good to sit and put report together. You know, these are the things, you know, that we talk about.
Yeah.
But again, I think the president will do the needful, and the community we once again trust the administration, and moving forward, we get a lot of programs ahead of us, and those programs, I'm appealing to the community. It's you know, one program should not you know, get you on a hug from supporting the administration. We rectify the mistake will be rectified, and the community will be satisfied with it. We are on it. The same people that were on that committee, we are here to tell you that we are rest assured that the mistake will be rectified, and everything will be okay moving forward, and everything will come back to play normal, and the administration will do the needs for moving forward.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Chia, you say you want to come in? Come in, then we can go to Mr. Pillay. Yeah, me there though.
I have to say is this: we understand currently the anger of the community, and we understand where they come from with that, because we both know that things weren't done the right way. But at this juncture, we instituted, and like you said, we will add other people to that to make sure this is independently verified and be presented to the public when it's up for grabs once more. But what I want to say is this, Mr. Sele, you've got to take time on the way you approach issues. Just calling everything bookers is this. I'm a bit flabbergasted by your actions, because you were given a tax with this government and you fell prey to pressure and you resigned prematurely, and now you're not proffering any advice. You just come with your tabulations, you're making your huge calculations. We are all susceptible to problems, and this administration is no angel, but we place people in charge of doing the job, and things weren't done the right way. We all now around the fire hat got to make sure we find solutions like other people proffering solutions. We can't just call all the flaws with all solutions. So once you don't have the solutions to make now, just don't just be yelling at the people, talking to them and saying this, that, and the other, because we all know, we all feel bad for the actions that were taken by a few individuals. And we got almost close to 500 people in the community. If two persons would do your report and present it to you, that is appalling. That's something we don't honor. That's something we don't take lightly, and that's why the president has to intervene with the help of the General Assembly to make sure these things don't be swept under the carpet. That's why you see senior government officials also coming up to condemn these actions, that we are not in cahoot with these things. Even if we have submitted that report, if Jan and others were included on that report and submitted, if it didn't go down well with the community still, we will still go back to the drawing board, because the matter of fact, the people, vox populi, vox dei, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Once you have the voice of the people behind you, it's the only strength you got. Because if all the people are the people are the donors, if they decide to turn their backs, we wouldn't have anything in the coffers. The association will go in this array. So we are appealing to the community to give this committee a little chance, a small time, like maybe they close to this week, because I know there's a big other meeting coming up at the end of this week, so we can put this thing to rest and present it to the community, and we know that people will be a part of it, so that people will critique the government once more, because we know we will live with criticism all the days of our lives. But once the people don't agree with you, you can't say you're doing it anyhow. You got to listen to the people. That's how we've come to listen to the people. So that's our point on the issue.
Thank you so much. But before we get to Mr. Savannah Pillay, because you mentioned Jeremiah name, so we'll give him the opportunity to take a shot. Jeremiah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I respectfully disagree with my brother Jeremiah Chi here. While it is true I applaud you for your service to community, it is also important for you to recognize those that led the path, those that build the walls that you are working on today. It is not your first or your second or your third time saying that I subdue to public pressure. If you know my ranks and my file, nobody in the public can pressure me to do what I want to do. I did a needful thing. There is no election commission that goes around taking job from the sitting administration. It has never happened in this community. I will not be the first one to do that. Secondly, representation to Yola, in my purview, as much as you say it's not constitutional, it's also not ethical in my domain. And I stated reasons in my letter why I cannot proceed with said position due to my obligations with family. Now, if you tell the public I resign, I was not inducted into office. The president sent me a letter. I sent a letter back to him rejecting the position. How is that resignation? Did I accept the position and get inducted into office and sworn in like you and other people and then resign the post? So let's start giving some erroneous and fallacious information out there to the public. I'm not so due to pressure. If I can conduct an intense election for 3 months with all the pressure and not step down, then accepting a position to Yola is no pressure for me to step down. So let that clarity be made. However,
okay,
I didn't insult anybody. I said the report is bogus. I did not say the people on the report they are stealing, they are thieves. I didn't call them name. I said the report is bogus, it's bogus, it's bogus. What kind of terminology can I use to the report? If it was not bogus, it was not erroneous. If it was satisfactory, we could accept it. We never accepted it. We rejected it. So what there to be diplomatic about? Let's not twist each other words on the issue. Let's discuss the issue. We have given the committee back to go back. That's a solution. Let them go back with clarity when it comes. And it's not clear, then we can be part of the process to give proper solution for us to go forward. So let's focus on the issue, not focus on personality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sele. Let's focus on the issue and not personality. Mr. Sylvanus Pillay, let's hear from you, sir. Oh, how you muted? Okay, let me see here. Okay, go ahead.
I'm kind of confused when Tony Gabler making a session with no proper information. That's completely wrong. You need to stop doing that. You need to stop attacking me foolishly. This is not your first time. This is like a third time.
We get some of the drinking.
You know, desist from that attitude. When your dripper called me for Hennessy, I called Jamachi immediately and said, tell dripper not to call me. He must say, we don't have that talk. I will not accept, I will not tolerate dripper for 1 day for what they did. And I explained all of Jamachi that very night after I dropped the phone. Jamachi is on the committee with him. So if they are not communicating, it left with them. But I told him, I told Jamachi, if y'all won't drink for me, you could be the one asking me, or Richard, or to those of you, or Robert, to those of you that I'm close to, but not Dripper. So don't never ever you come out again and make such a session that you have no information about. This will be your last time addressing me foolishly in this community. The last time Philip Logan brought me on a show, you say my heart is dead like Monrovia. You always make sweeping statements with no iota of truth. Be very careful. Be very careful. You have crossed the line. And let me not warn you again. And now, Philip, let's face the reality. Today they're saying, it should cancel the Valentine's Day program is not income generating. We said this thing X amount of years ago. I like that they're having a different approach, going back in-house to sort the reports out, come back to the community and convince the community. That makes us to understand, okay, leadership is now growing. They're moving in somewhat direction that they will champion the cause of the people. But if the people get annoyed, it's a wake-up call for the leadership.
It's true.
That's a good thing. But the only thing I'm asking this leadership is to have a plan, or give them a set plan that they will give to us. And we all can say, okay, we can work towards this plan and move the agenda of the community forward. There's no time where J.D. Walker, council then force their operative or the executive committee members to resign and sit over the community as the only leader. Those times have changed. So there's a new beginning. So people come here challenging the leadership, want to right the wrongs and want to move the institution forward. But let us all come up with a plan that will be meaningful and attractive to the community. Now people will say, okay, yes, we all can be a part of it, and we all can work for the common good of the community. Like I've been suggesting it to the poor every time. After election year, you'll have Valentine concert. Let the church spearhead that. If you can get a church Thanksgiving, you can still get it Valentine. And people go to church, they sing song, they raise offering, they get LAR a portion of the offering that was raised. They get a church that they use a portion of the money. That's the same income generating right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. We should start thinking one way. It's not everybody wants to party. Not everybody want to be in that party move going forward. So until this leadership can sit down, IRC comes up with their plan of activity for a year. Welfare committee, education, the president office, the secretary office, they all sit down and craft a plan. Then they sit again and attach cost to those plans or cost to those activities. Then you have a budget. Then you have to say, okay, we can do this, we can do that, we will do what all it takes. But if y'all go to a meeting and come and say, oh, let's pass Valentine's Day budget, and the community emphatically spoke against the entire Valentine's Day program with their voting. So there's no rocket science. We all have to blame ourselves if the institution is not going forward and see how best we can recoup our strategy. We can recoup our strategy and work from behind the scene to make it happen. And that's how effective leadership is. Because leadership is authenticity. You gotta be authentic. You gotta be present. You gotta be a realist. If I were the person on LAR, fella and can bring report and accept it, I would play us. With that.
Yeah, me coming.
Okay. So
conclude. Yeah, me conclude because
conclude quick.
I will be driving. I will be converting to my car from my laptop, so I will be on. I will still. I will come back in.
Yeah,
so
no problem. Yeah,
all right, thank you.
And we're about to open the line for those following as well. So if you're following us, you can also call us on 401-359-5072. You can be making your contributions while we listen to Mr. Morris Gould.
Let me just make my two comments or statement quick. You see, predecessor in general is real. Federal knock-off, friends to all the president, need to resign from all the administration team now. Really, this is serious. Friends to all the president. Ain't lead the community, somebody go sit down, somebody leave, and how long people take over. And that paper to that man coin into that job paper. Other people need a thing, anywhere money and you see them there. Yes, it's real. So now no parents speaking the truth, you know that no parents are not doing and we can do angle stuff or you can go team and we can take all the angle something. But you can say something that when we take it serious, the community move forward. That's why it's good to take the group out anything, a group out anybody. If we can ever get Gusa and Basa, take the Gusa and use it and move forward your life. So these are things parents do. The second part is why I notice we see the past administration been violating the constitution. They been violating the constitution. So this time, all the officers you might get ready to be reading that constitution because we'll be holding your good now. Because they think it's a Google. You see, they found out thing that causing us today. It said clear, no committee account of money business, like program, what have you. No chairperson should be on a committee. Except the financial secretary. Now what the committee because there's the thing that in right now. The people know that when they finish with the program, they don't have a program here. I don't have a program here. They finish. So they finish cutting them out. The people finish cutting them out because I want that shot. I want that shot, bro. I want that shot. I want to go to say the financial secretary should be should be the head for committees. For money building. So the way they miss if I get this
Rose,
the president got to take you from that position now. I'll go back to the constitution. Fatima got to go there. We're going with the constitution. We're not coming here to be joking to be doing thing here. When the president listening now, you're telling us You're violating the constitution. Let us go back. Fatima will go as chairperson and Ways and Means.
No, Rose can be the chairperson. The financial secretary can be the S official on that committee.
No, but it's a chairperson. Go read it. It's a chairperson.
Before consistent leave, can I say something before he leave? Because I don't want to say it behind him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The financial secretary is the one the Ways, Means and Finance chairman reports to.
Yeah.
So she never ex officio. She's not chairman or Ways and Means and Finance.
Yeah.
She'll have a listening ear there and she will give advice. But she can't be the head. She can be have to do with finances. But she don't have to head those committees. She can be the one who will initiate the budget committee, send it to the executive committee meeting, and the president can then establish that de facto or impromptu committee that will just serve for the purposes of the budget. That's how it should be.
Yeah, go ahead, Maurice. That is, it's clear. It's in the Constitution. It's in Article 6, Section 1.1.
Articles, yeah.
The financial secretary should serve as official on the committee, so it's not anything. Go ahead.
But I see chairperson. I see chairperson. Go there, read it.
Chairperson as official on the Ways and Means Committee.
Okay. And why you say no problem? But so right now, the president can make the financial secretary to be very active and be the eyes for the organization.
All right, so we got a first call coming in.
Y'all want to say something? Y'all want to say something?
Let you take a call.
No,
come out to you. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, yeah, I'll be listening to you.
Hello?
I'll be listening to you.
Yeah, all right. You are on. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening to everyone in the studio and to all the panelists and listeners. First of all, the discussion is going well. It's a testament to how far this community has come. This community is growing. And it's important that those in leadership, they should be aware of that. The report that the committee gave the past few days, it was very disappointing. For one, I was sick. That's why I didn't attend the meeting. But when I woke up and I looked at the details of that report, I knew it was an insult. It was an insult to the community. And this is a crisis for Mr. Parker. Sometimes you have your crisis at the beginning of your leadership, and sometimes it's in the middle, or sometimes it's at the end. The way he will solve this problem, this particular problem, is going to define his leadership for the next 3 years.
You're right.
It's about time that you look around yourself and you look people in the eye. You have to make the tough decision and tell them that what they bring before you is wrong. The fact that he took this report to the community was a misjudgment on his part and the entire administration part. Because this is something that's supposed to frown on behind closed doors before going to the community. So you bringing this report to the community is in itself an endorsement of the work the committee did. And by so doing, you tie your hands into the mess that they created. So now that the community rejected this, and they did a good thing to reject this report. I, for one, will reject this report because I'm not a financial expert, but looking at the numbers, I'm a numbers guy. I love to look at numbers and I love to look at things critically. You had a budget going into the inauguration of 50-person VIP ticket and 350 regular ticket that will give you a certain amount. Now you sold VIP ticket that was almost 3 times your expectation. And you gave a report without the attendance record. How many people attended? So we can add numbers to the figure. I look on the report, I cannot see the attendance amount. I, for one, know that house was filled to capacity, that people was even standing on the side. So the chairs that were in there, if there were 400 or more than 400, everyone was seated, and that the attendance, you broke attendance record. That was the most attended inauguration in this community history.
It's true.
The fact that this committee came with a report around 12,000 is a slap in the face of the community. And it's time that he not distance himself from there, call an in-house meeting and chastise people behind closed doors. It's no laughing matter. It's no funny matter. Because the way we dress the devil and bring the devil outside to the community, we can undress the devil in the community as well.
It's true.
Because for the fact of the matter, some of us, we hate corruption. And you will never see our name attached to anything. I did the same thing to Ivy and I. We argue a lot. Mr. Parker was close to me and Ivy. He knew the communication Ivy and I had. We argue a lot about this particular thing. That's why Ivy delivered the way he's supposed to deliver. Because when we put our trust in you, we expect you to deliver. So now that this crisis is at his hand, the first thing he got to do is to solve this crisis. And it will be a great mistake for him to go ahead with the Valentine's Day program. Because now they're going to go into deficit because the community is already furious. And you are no more playing with a community that is happy. You are playing with a community that is angry. So why is there to celebrate? How can we celebrate love when we are going with anger in our hearts? As for some of us, will not be to the Valentine's Day program. Until you right this mistake and move this community forward. It's time now that we do the serious thing and move this community forward. Good thing that we have media. It's good thing we have people that are and having the courage to speak, like Yan and others that's in administration, because serving administration is not a ticket for you to close your mouth and remain silent. You have to speak when it is necessary, and you have to praise when it is necessary. Right now, we have nothing to praise this administration about, but we have to chastise them in the open, that they will not go ahead and do this thing in the long run. So thank you guys for whatsoever you are discussing, and we will keep following, and may God bless this community that we all love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was the voice of the chairman of the Open Table, Mr. Joseph Aziki Zaka Sele. Thank you so much for making your input, Mr. Joseph Sele. So we're gonna go straight to Mr. Deborah to make his input. Since he came on the show, he haven't said anything yet. So we'll be right back. When we come back, we go to Mr. Deborah. You are on the Logan's Hour. Remember that. All right, Deborah, you want to unmute yourself, or let me see if I have you muted. Okay, go ahead.
There you go. How you doing, gentlemen? How everybody doing?
We are doing pretty good, pretty good.
Yes, I've been following the show, and I kind of been listening to everything you guys saying. I just got one question for Mr. Chair. And I got another question for Jeremiah, and I just get a few statements. Now, I'm going to just make it short and sweet. I'm going to get a question first, then I can get a statement later.
Yeah,
let me get it. Yeah, Mr. Chip, I know you to be a very straightforward man. And for where we from and the kind of person I know you to be, you don't let for your hand to be in a clandestine deal because you're a security man. You enforce the law. You don't play no game, and you get your wife and your family down here. My question to you is: after the investigation have been made and we check, and it's a problem, and somebody did any criminal thing, will it be brought publicly to the community? Will you be willing to make sure that happens?
Mr. Debris, thank you. First of all, let me say this. We are in this because we know the community is behind us. But we're not in this to take money from people's pocket. So
Yes,
if
sir.
the investigation is ensued and the people, it's not like an investigation. You're going back to redo your report. If you come, it's not convincing. If we still see discrepancy, we are going to come back here, whether it's Open Table, whether it's Logan's Hour. We are going to say the truth. We are going to call names. This time around, names will be called.
Yes,
because
sir.
we can assure you that the people that support President Parker's administration are there for him to do the right thing. So
Yes,
in
sir.
as much as you see him call us back to do the right thing. If things are not done the right way, I can assure you, the right thing must be done. If it's not done, people will have to go under the bus, because we cannot take that, because this is the community's money. This is nobody personal money for somebody to, and we're not accusing or alleging that somebody did something at this stage. But if the report comes back to the community, everybody cannot be 100% sure that everything was done correctly, but at least it should make sense to the community. If it doesn't make sense, people will be more outrageous, as if to say you continue to play fun out of us, right? So I can assure you that's the reason why, as I'm speaking to you, the president is on a call right now with his cabinet, with everybody expressing their minds, and they are finding ways to mitigate this situation. So I can assure you, I'm not going to stick my neck on the line for people who will play with people's money and with all consequences, because this is the United States of America. You don't play with people's money and go with impunity.
Thank you, sir. And my next question will be for Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the day we're on the show together, me and you and one of the cabinet member of the president, I asked him a question when our brother that were willing to write down a check for $9,000. And he told us that day, and I don't know, it was a couple of days before the party, I was willing to give a $9,000 that we go. I was trying to do a business with the community. And that particular day, what was his statement that he said, Mr. Jeremiah? And this question go to you, Mr. Host.
He said that,
can you replay it? Can you find it for us?
Okay, they be talking so I can find it quick.
Okay. My reason of saying that, because on that day, on that hour, he said that the money had already been made triple. And he a cabinet member of the president. You got to be careful what you say.
Excuse me, 1 minute. Which Jeremiah are you talking about? Me?
No, I'm talking about this. My brother Jeremiah now.
Which one is the brother Jeremiah? Oh, okay, thank you.
You on mute, Jeremiah. You driving, but you on mute. Your stuff on mute.
Okay. Logan, before you go on, can I ask him?
1 minute, sir. Don't cut me off. Give me a second.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, let me finish, sir. Don't interrupt me. When I'm done, you come in.
Just a second. It's so boring now.
No, it's not boring. I want the host to play this because I've been listening. Let me ask a question. Now, my question why I asked Jeremiah and the host, because when one of the cabinet members were on this show, and he said it on the record that day, the money was already, all the tickets have been, it was been sold. The money have been made over the board, it have been made double. So when he's saying that and he said it on the record, that's why I wanted the host to play it, because people got to be careful how they put their neck on the line, because this is our community. We're not here to play no game. As my brother said, we can dress the devil and guarantee anybody we can address the devil publicly too. So that's why I was asking you, the cabinet member, that if anybody trying to make Mr. Parker the low buy in the community and want to bring that stealing habit from the other place where they've been running at, and they want to take it and use Mr. Parker as a getaway, because Mr. Parker been collecting money in this community for a very, very long time. Myself, I not pay money to Mr. Parker so many times, I may never get no finance problem. So if people want to use it as because they're a friend, they come from different association, and they want to bring the stealing habit from that association to our Liberian community, we guarantee people, I personally will protect Mr. Parker, but anybody that attached to Mr. Parker that want to disgrace him, will disgrace him publicly in the community, and will not play with you. We the young people of our community, we're not here to play. We are our money, and we're serious. Thank you, and you guys have a good night. Okay. Mr. Anthony Griffith, what's your question?
All right, Logan, I'm not authorized to speak.
I ask a question.
Okay, Mr. Dabry, if my member can serve me during the election time, you promised the winner a car.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to fulfill that promise?
Anytime, sir. I got more than 40 cars on my car lot, so it's not a problem. I will do it. But the only thing now, I'm feeling skeptical doing it to take something I work hard for. Something I work hard for.
All right.
Now the administration have been there in power for 90 days. We got money issue.
All right, man, up to your promise. Give the card to the association, and we take it for that. Be a man. Man up to your
I
promise.
already been man before my papa me. I already man before you know me. I think I'm more man than you already know what's up.
Right. Be man up. Give the card. Be a man of your word.
Do you not hear me? I say yes. I already talked with the president.
I'll say something before I lose my thought.
All right.
Me and the president discussed it already. I got it. Yeah, there's not a problem, sir. But I just want to make sure I don't want to give something to the administration where I be feeling hesitation that they can't even take care of financing and money losing, and we got some individual in the community want to bring corrupt, and we got Google people that Jeremiah chair there that that want to work for the community and want to put our community father, and you expect me to take $9,000 car and give it to administration where we already get money profit? No, that one can work.
Let you play your part quick. The part that
yes, there you go.
He requested. So this is
yes, sir.
Gabriel here.
Although it's late, but this was my proposal. How much was your budget for the show? I mean, for the program. I think he said it was like 9,000 or something like that. I said, okay, I got a proposal for you guys. This is what we can do. To your team, I need to do your team. I will give you the $9,000. I'm not going to interfere into what you're doing, how you're doing it. I will give you the $9,000. I need you to take the $9,000 back in the bank or into the community, and wherever the people spend, you're deducted and you're use the rest. And what all I'm asking you guys is, I will get a representative at the door. Wherever you do with liquor, wherever how you sell your liquor, how you do it, and I will get a representative at the door. Wherever we make from the door, we're gonna take the $9,000 that I give you give it back to me. And then the profit, the community take 50%, I take 50%. And he said it was already late. And I tried to make him to understand I was not interfering into wherever the door. He said they already spent some money on the 9,000. I came up with the idea. Wherever they spent from the 9,000, you'll take it, put it back, and put the other money back.
Emmett,
yeah. Let me finish.
Gone are those days when people used to do that. We have the money. We have the money. There is no need for us to go borrow money.
Yeah, but also
you need to play the mid clip about how the money had already been made triple. That's that clip. Then you can compare it with the investigation.
So there you have it. Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, so
there you have it. It was on the record.
That was Emma's position. Emma wanted the people to host the program to at least minimize the liability. But the secretary said we already have the money. There's no need to host. Gone are those days where people host things like these. So it's a good one to also say Funny Down Day program if you're not expecting more people. Private person can have the Funny Down program and share the profit with you. So let's go back to
and beside that, Mr. Host, he said they had already made their money. The ticket had already been sold.
Yeah.
They had already made triple the profit. So as a secretary for the president, he need to explain to us with the Liberian people what he mean that day because he was speaking on the record.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dabry. So let's go to Jan Folula. Then we got a caller on the line here. Go ahead, Mr. Jan Folula. But while you go on, I'll be making contact with the caller here.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Logan. First of all, Senior Man Emma, please, when we're on a platform like this, the bottle should be out of the camera, please. How you call it?
Okay, Jan, just a second. Let's get to the caller quick. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, because you ready to get serious in the talk.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
You guys are interesting.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, this is Isabella.
All right. Yep. Go
the
ahead.
former FS.
All right. Oh, the former financial secretary, right? Yeah, go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I'm just calling.
I still do the champagne.
Here, concerning the budget. Morris throw light on one of the issue I wanted to address, the hall rental. For the budget, they passed like $3,000, and including in the $3,000, $500 for deposit. But then the report that was made, they only showed $2,000 for home rental. What happened to the deposit and the balance $500? So that is $1,000 outstanding. And then the second thing is the miscellaneous. The budget had $400 for miscellaneous. And on the report, they said that they only spent $172.07. What happened to the difference of $227.03? So $1,227.00. What happened to that money? That money should have been reimbursed to the coffers. And then looking at food, a lot of people cook food, a lot of people made donations and stuff like that. So all these, a lot of money should have been brought back and put back into the report back into the coffers. So we want to know what happened to all these things, because there are a lot of things that is not right.
Thank you.
And in fact, the financial secretary at that day too, she had made her report listing all those things where you see the various contributors and stuff like that. She should have done her report in conjunction with the report from the committee.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Come in, Mr. Chia.
Okay. To buttress what everything will not go down well with everyone, but people are seeing it glaring. To buttress what Madam Isabella just said, for example, the community gave $9,650 for the inaugural program. The expenditure was $9,646.98. So I'm saying, I'm guessing the figure, but I guess I'm right.
No,
I'm
you
saying,
got it.
Okay, I'm saying, so you mean to tell me an entire $9,646 was used when 98 was used? So in fact, during the turning over of that financial report on Saturday or whatsoever, $4 should have accompanied that money. The $4 change or 4-cent change to make the whole thing $9,650. If you can't correct it, you put it one side before you add a profit. The people didn't see the change. The people didn't see the amount brought forward. The people didn't see the receipt attached to that extent. So these were some of the reasons people brought up those qualms that they were not satisfied. And you can see it. If I Philip gave you $9,650 to go and spend, and you tell me you receive donations, so you need have to spend all the money, you come back to me and spend $9,646 and change. So you got to make account for the 4 cents or something. So where was the balance? What the balance of the monies? So example, Men Association donated $500. Young gave $200. Those were on their own volition. Those were monies that were spent by the individuals themselves. So if you put all together plus what was expended, so I mean, you need to tell the people.
Somebody get 1,000. Somebody get 1,000. They don't want to.
Yeah. Then there were other people because there were other people.
Another caller here too, Jeremiah. So let's just I will call her first. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. All right. So thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Lavitos Mova, alias Didier.
Okay.
And I'm from my residence on Hannah Avenue.
All right. Go ahead.
First of all, Mr. Logan, I want to say thank you so much for the Logan's Hour. Your show has been one of the educative show in the community. I also want to thank Jeremiah Chia for coming on the show and accepting the fact that the report that was given to the body on the 14th of January, no, on the 29th, right? On the 29th of January.
Yeah, the 29th.
On the 29th of January was inaccurate. And according to him on the record, he said the president has instructed the committee to do a detailed report in subsequent time. I want to ask Mr. Chia again, as I said on the
comment section.
On the comment section, was there a timeline given to this community to do a detailed report and submit to the executive before even bringing it back to the community. Because I believe we don't want an updated report from the committee to come directly to the community again and with a whole lot of discussions. I want them to, first of all, have that discussion in the executive so that whatever question that will come from any other party will be addressed before submitting this report to us for review. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Didier. So Jeremiah, because he mentioned
Yeah, let me respond. Let me respond
Mm-hmm.
to Didier quickly because you see, before we got into this community, Mr. Parker had been handling the affairs of money matters, and his name is not in any way tarnished because of money matters. So that the community can rest assured that there wouldn't be any thing that will come up with this report that will say, oh, somebody took something. But what I can assure you is that the president has already held a cabinet meeting tonight, and after instructing the committee to go back to do the due diligence and come back, there's a time frame in rectifying your report. And I've been receiving several calls from the committee members that we have to meet on probably this Saturday to iron out everything. So perhaps next week, earliest next week, the committee will come up with that report and place it for everybody to peruse so people can see. If there's still flaws, I can assure you the backlashes will come back again. But I can assure you that after the president reconsidering what was determined by the people that these things were not fair to the judgment of the people, it was in his own good judgment to let's say committee people, yo, look, you come here, you go and do this work. The people demand this report and you do this work so that it can augment the strength of the government, so it can lift the face of the government. Because in the absence of that, the government face will be bowed down, because we know everybody cannot accept you at once. But in as much as you go back, you listen to the public. If this thing came up and the president said, my man, I don't care what you do, we're going with a report, then that's a bad leadership. But I can assure you, in as much as he got back out of his shell and said, look, y'all go back and do this thing for the people because these people gave us their monies, I think that's the appropriate thing to do. And I think the committee is well set up now. Maybe we might invite an independent person to be a part of it, because the community need representation. If that's the clarity people need, so that at the end of the day, when things come up, people will say, okay, the community will fully represent it. I think that's still a time for change, and there's still time to do the right thing.
Thank you so much.
I've been waiting here so long,
we are coming to you guys. So we've been here for almost 3 hours now. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to our closing, and each person here we have 4 minutes to do their closing. So in your closing, you can just sum everything you have.
Because the people say I was talking too much on the show, so you're just excluding me from the whole show now.
Sorry, Jeremiah. In your 4 minutes
talking.
In your 4 minute closing, you can just sum everything. So, Mr. Gavler, let's start with you with your 4 minutes closing. So when the mic go mute, that means your time have elapsed. That's how I'm going to set the mic right now.
All right, I see Mr. Che walking away, and I was trying to address what he just said about community representation. I think it will be fair enough, instead of sending the committee back to do the same thing. Now the question will be, if you had this information, where was you hiding it? All right, why not constitute a 3 or 5 other committee that they will be able to investigate them? All right. Why are you saying that by the city in the branch, what are going to bring back to you? Okay, but if they come and increase the revenue or decrease the revenue, then they become a question. Why were you hiding this? It's still become questionable. So to avoid all of this neck picking, constitute an independent body to sit with these guys, and that independent body will be the clear representation of the community. But why they bring it back, they send it, it's just a long process. Why are they rushing? Would that meet the 2 months time? Between 9 and 2 months, they should be able to have this committee put together, sit with them, and they go in the receipt by receipt. Where receipt were not given, if it was in kind, and they go line by line. What are we waiting time for? What is the hold on? You have about 400 members. You can't get tip from there. Why it is true that we have 5 churches, but we cannot find the Champlain, but I'm sure when it comes to money, we can find 4 people. Okay. So I think
okay, Philip, 1 second. Let me respond to Mr. Gibler quickly. You see, Mr. Gibler, you've been here all along. And this is the first time that a president will constitute a committee that is part of his own people and say, oh, you're going to investigate. You're going to do the due diligence and come back. I think you've been here for long. Has it ever happened that a report will come out and people and be disingenuous about it and go back to committee room to go redo it? I think this is the first time. This first time
it
for
has
everything.
happened before. The only difference that this is huge. J.D. Walker squandered so much, and we turn around, we didn't get nothing out. Okay, so this is not the first time, but this time we're trying to do it better. Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason that against that backdrop, that's why the president is instituting this method to make sure things are done properly this time around. Because some of us, we might support you, but if things are not treading the right way, we will tend to speak out and we tend to say things the right way because we know this is a pro bono thing, but we must do things that is in the interest of the community.
Jamal, you do that in your closing. Let Mr. Giver do his closing quick.
So that's my thing. And when it comes to the young men, let me just go. I don't want to be specific. The young men. This is a learning process. If we just start with the more family, always say, old age awaits everybody. If you give the older person, you're gonna get older too. You try to be old, and it will come back at you. This is a pro bono service. If we become too harsh, and in the name of transparency, and we come and tell the association will go ungoverned. All right. I know people that they will talk right now because they are not in power, but when they get the power, when there's a chance for them to go, they say, "Oh man, I'm too busy," because they know they don't want to be baited by the snake. Okay. Yes, the association resigned 2 years. Nobody could step up, but everybody is a writer on the platform every day. Literatures. But why they could not go as secretary? Because they are afraid to be treated just how Nya was treated. All right. So let us be mindful in as much as we're seeking transparency, but let us be mindful how we credit or discredit people who serve. All right. And other people that were in the government, they had their flaws. If anybody would talk, they would take a stool and throw it at you because you're trying to criticize them. But today, somebody coming out to say that their hands were clean. Their report was not clear. I see my sister come up there. All right. So let us be mindful how we chase out these brothers, or tomorrow when they cannot perform, we did not pay them. But let us just make sure we be mindful how we use voice at them. Tomorrow, when they step aside, we'll not have nobody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Givler. Mr. Givler, thanks for being on the Logan's Hour today. We truly appreciate you. So let's go to Mr. Fulula. You want to go?
Yes, I can go.
Okay, go ahead. Your time start.
Yes. This report, the more I think about it, the more my head hurt, and stuff. Because Mr. Gifler, if you can bear witness, when we're setting up that place, association, Bon County Association, I know they pay, they contributed. Their table was there, even their name tag were on the table. We don't want even told them if you put name tag on your tables, it will be hard for people to get seat. So Bon County Association name tag was there. They pay. I asked them why the other association name is on this table. They say they contributed, and all of the businesses in this town, they advertise them in the brochure, and according to them, they pay. Mr. Gayflow, your tuning oil pay. Tuning oil had a table. They pay. So where all those money went? What happened to all those money that were collected from all those people, the Bon County, all the association that they told us that they pay? They told us they pay. It's not from me. They told me personally. We that was setting all the hall, they said they pay. All those people that Nita was there, they pay. All the businesses, the association then that Nita was there, they pay. So what happened to all those money? And they pay $150 each, according to them. What happened to all those money? So it's good. It's good that the community voicing things out. I don't think the how you call it, the body should go and do it on their own now. There should be an independent body joining them, like what says Fasia just said on the chat line, that to join it and bring up the authentic report to the community.
Yeah. So let her comment here. She said, I think there should be an independent body formulated to work with the current team to review this report. Also, we need the list of all of the payment via Cash App, all means of payment. Any other means payment were made. I'm not accusing anyone, but this will be an extra eye to help with the reports.
Yeah, if you telling people and not just you make it public, you told people outside there that all those people are paying $150 each. Business people or association paying $150 each. What happened to all those money?
Mr. Gabler, Joseph Selegian has an email for you right there.
Who, me?
No, I said Mr. Gabler, Joseph Selegian has an email for him. It's right on the screen here. He said, when we are old, our young people should do the same to us. Integrity is not about age. No old age card today. Go ahead, Jan.
Yeah, so we have to, we have, there will be the writing done. Like Mr. Chill just said, the president is on it. The president is all elected officials are on it. They've been calling me this week. And, Mr. Draper and other people call me. They said we will be having meeting on Saturday as well. We will get on it. We come back to the community. Your rest assured that we'll come back to you guys. Again, I want to say something about what Pede said something today. That because I often hear Pede saying this, that every time administration come to power, you don't want it to have program. You just want it to just start functioning. The community also look up to every administration for program. That's how the community, enjoy what their association. You cannot rule out having programs within the association. This administration have an authentic plan for this community, and they will deliver with the manpower this administration have. The administration will surely deliver to this community. So we will not rule out and having programs. We'll have programs. Community can look up for up to July 26th or inaugural ball every time, So it's a tradition for us. You cannot rule out those things, So for you to come up and say this association, don't say the administration don't have a plan for this for the association, that's a lie. Because over and over, Parker displayed his plan during the campaign. The administration displayed a plan during the campaign, and every mandate was given to every committee heads to submit their plan to this body, and there was a timeline attached to it. So the administration have a plan for every committee.
You got one more minute.
Yeah, they get plan for every committee. So for you to come up here and say the administration don't have a plan, we should be realistic when we're talking sometime. We should be realistic. This administration they are not even going 90 days yet. They are not even going 90 days in power yet. So for you to just come on and start saying they don't have a plan, let's wait and see. See the manpower that this association, the current administration have. And
thank you.
We need to work. So thank you, Mr. Logan. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jan Volule. So before we go to the next person to do their closing here, we want to highlight a comment that came from one of the members of the Bon County Association and one of the current board members currently from the Grand Bassa Association of Indiana, in persons of Fasia Hilton. She says here, I think there should be an independent body formulated to work with the current team to review this report. Also, we need a list of all of the payment via Cash App. All means payment were made. I'm not accusing anyone, but this will be an extra eye to help with the report. So, y'all get ready for that. That's somebody in the community, reputable person too. So let's take that to serious consideration. So it shouldn't just be Jan Folula, Jeremiah Chi, and you come out with report. We need some independent people for that report as well. Mr. Darby, you want to go?
Yes, I could go.
All right, go ahead.
I think my big sis already just knocked the hammer on the nail. That's just what I was about to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the best thing for the administration to do. Right now, it's our administration.
Mm-hmm.
We the one elected. Then this is what the people say. This is what we say we want.
Mm-hmm.
So, with my influence in the community, I'm gonna try to get the president a call because I wanted the influence person in the community. I'm gonna try to talk to the president that he can try to form an independent uh, investigation people, maybe business people, church people, you know, tribal community people, and we need to put them together and like what Fasia said, an independent body where they would work with these people and they would be trying to see what the problem is and what the problem is not. I think that would be good instead of sending them back. Now, like what Mr. Anthony gave us say, the people already brought a list to say this is how we spend the money and this is what we receive. You're sending them back to go fix it. I mean, is there anything back there that needed to be fixed that it was not fixed before it been presented? I get confused on that part. If you presenting your list to me, if I gave you a budget to spend and you said this is how I spend the budget, and you presented it to me, and I tell you, say no, go back, go fix it. I mean, what happened to the first one you presented? I'm confused. So that I think we all our hand around the president, and with a lot of important people in the community sit down and talk with the president because we know that the president ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just some people, it's some bad apples, some bad Clandians, some people where in the community is just, but God, thank God, wherever stay in the dark, it can come in the light one day. And so I just think it's the time for this certain individual that in our community will, always try to make use of the poor people where we suffer pay our money and stuff like that and try to just bring problem in the community. I think it's time for them to come out. So we all need to put our hair around the president. Put our hair around the president because we genuinely know that man's a good man, he's not a thief. We know we know the man that respect his character. So yeah, he's the man of the people, he will listen. So with my influence in the community, I would try to get the president a call. We need to put a hand around it, and he need to come up with different people and independent investigator people that we need to anybody that get involved or anything, any contested deal, we need to bring them to light. So thank you, everybody. I hope the president take this into consideration. That's all I get to say.
Thank you so much, Deborah. We truly appreciate you. Mr. Sele, you want to go?
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, thank you for the courtesy that for appearing on the show and to be able to depart. I wish we had sufficient time, but we absorb most of our time on the platform as well.
Yeah.
But I will use my full meaning to concisely speak to certain things. Once I want to send a condolence message out to my in-law, my father-in-law, Mr. Yanti, for the passing of his son in Liberia. To the entire family and the passing of one of my brother-in-laws because I have several of them. So my condolences to the family in the time of bereavement. I wish them luck and I hope they can take heart. Unfortunately, we are about to file tax this year and we don't know the status of our 501c3 if we can use it on our tax or not. And that's something I went to the meeting for, but we did not resolve the meeting ends abruptly after the financial statement. This is the negligence of the association that we're speaking of, because now we can't wait to file our tax because we don't have our 501c3 and we're looking up to see the status of that 501c3 so that someone can claim on our tax for our contributions to the community. So there's another year without using that if that is not possible. And then in studio today, it was a very good and unique discussion we have had. I want to really appreciate Brother Jan Vodule and Mr. Jamachi in studio, not because of their being in studio, is to muster the courage in this kind of difficult time to say, look, something is wrong, and to be able to point it out, even working within the administration. There is no more. I mean, this tells us that this government is not a CDC-led government where everybody have to accept what President we are do, so that they can lose their job. So this is the new normal, that people who are in administration now can speak against the administration. Their voice cannot be silenced because of the stance on issues. So we are making significant progress. Having said that, I want to say that if the Valentine's Day is not possible. The chance of having the Valentine's Day and bringing in income is 0.5 out of out of 100%. So 99.5% is that you're going to go into deficit. So I will ask the president to either subsidize the Valentine's Day by either joining with other associations to reduce cost, or just forgo this Valentine's Day program. That will not affect your leadership. But again, I just want to speak to that. And then the issue to Mr. Givler, I want for Mr. Givler to know that the issue here about speaking in the committee is not about young and old. If I start stealing or embezzling people at money now, I will be stealing when I get old. So I rather stay away from people money. Public funds are not individual funds. That's the reason our country is not progressing, because people go to public office to steal. Let now public service be for service, not for embezzling or adding on wealth. And I want, somebody said something before I climax. Somebody said something that, look, the president set up committee. Let the committee give a deadline so that we can follow the trends and events, because we don't want the president to mesmerize the general populist. Because when in Liberian community, we have short expand to things. When things lie, it goes for long, then we just forget what it. So this time around, we're going to be on this case. We'll be individual financial detective. Even though we're not financial expert, we'll still be behind the case. We'll be asking. So we don't want the president to use this as a charade to mesmerize the public, and then after then it slide down. So we got to take that very serious. And I want to talk about what Jeremiah said about the 9,600 and some more cents that they didn't report it. The reason I want to stress that is that the intent of that 9,650 that I would give them was in the absence of help, in the absence of assistance. So let's say there is no contribution, nothing. The committee was supposed to spend at $9,650. So the same committee told us during that day that when people contributed drinks and other things and food and everything, they would bring back some money back to us. But they didn't bring anything back. So that's what they lied to us, because they told us, look, this money the budget want to approve it, but when people make other contribution, which is uh, a contingency money that come in from other variables in other places, like somebody paying 1,000, I'm paying 200, I'm paying 100, other people paying 500 for drinks, then we're not spending $9,650. So how come they're supposed to only be put back to a full cent? So all of these factors, it is so glaring that it's hard that even a little child that is in primary school should be able to look at these amounts and say it didn't sum up. It didn't sum up to what was expected. So I hope the committee can do the needful thing. And it's about time now that we just end these recycle politicians who are failing our community all the time, because we don't want to go into the same normal operandi's year in and year out. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Saleh Senior. I really do appreciate you. So let's go to Mr. Cheer. Mr. Cheer.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I believe that all the callers and all the panelists and those writing comments said things all in the right direction. And I believe that if I don't believe in anybody's ability to do something for this community, I believe in Mr. Parker's ability. It's just that right now, he has seen firsthand the duties of presidents. And the ability to overcome this situation is going to make history remember him kindly. And that is why we say, Mr. Parker, Thank you for doing the right thing. Thank you for calling for this reformation of this report and making sure that it is not only done to appease the community, but making sure that it's done the right way. And I think once he sees that his senior cabinet ministers are here, not talking to please their own ego, because we don't seek anything from this. We just seek the dignity in the labor of the Liberian people. The people work for those monies that they expended, and they expect to get a due report that resembles what they did. So if they don't see that in that direction, they will have a problem. I think he's a listening president. That's one of his attributes. And I think because he can listen, he will do the right thing. And I think he's already commenced doing the right thing. And we saw some suggestions from the commenters. They said that they needed people to be inclusive with this program, and we think that's also a right thing. You know, everything you can't take it to be like coming from the point of the opposition, because we don't have opposition in the community right now. What we have here is that people who believe in your manifesto and people who believe in the manifesto of the other person. So now that you are the head of this community, we believe that you join forces with everything that is being done. Don't look at who will say things, because for me, I don't mind destroying a friendship that don't mean well for everyone in general, than just to say, oh, I don't heap praises on people simply because you are that person. So tomorrow when you're not that person, then I don't know you again. I want to say the right things. I want for us to do the right thing, because we all know that you don't get paid for what you do, Mr. Parker. But we all also know that this adds to your legacy. So if you want for history to remember you kindly, we will do the right thing, and we are with you. And the other aspect, when it comes to the Valentine's Day extravaganza, I, for one, I don't know of other people. I did not vote for the Valentine's budget, and the reason was simple. I think I can't speak for Young, but I don't think he did too. The reason was simple. When you come to the community and ask, we basically come for money. When we have General Assembly, if anything that has to discuss with money matter, you asking the people, can you help me to do this? Can you agree for us to do this? And if you see the numbers are almost parallel, then you know that it's a problem. If that report from the inaugural committee was smoothly sailed through the people's mind, the Valentine's Day budget was going to be passed without any like this agreement or something that people money aside by the board chairman. When they passed the budget for the inaugural committee, the board chairman did not vote. He abstained. But this time around, when they were passing the budget for the Valentine, he stood up. He never voted. And the reason why he had a problem with it, because he felt like the right things were not done from the inaugural program. So we cannot to do. And you remember he vouched for the inaugural budget. He said the people would do the right thing. So now that the people are sent by the committee room to go and reconstruct this thing and make sure they do the right thing, he never saw the need to vote for that budget. But now the voting ended 17-19. That tells you that 2 points, that 2%, that margin is small. That's why you see today the Republican and Democrats. You see people who support Trump still say Trump won, because that's 5 million votes between President Trump and Joe Biden. So you see, when things are narrow, people tend to differ to some extent. So I don't think that is necessary. I think we all submitted our plans to the government with budgets attached. But when you see budget allocation and you see programs that are supposed to be up and running right away, I think we should give that time and effort to those people who presented the 6 months plan. Other people presented the plan, and it was a bit said I would be done a lot of it, but we will work on that too. But I think for the kids and other people, you can mesmerize us now. You can move our minds and attention from all these things now. But if we go about having a Valentine's celebration, in my opinion, even though it's a calendar fixture of this of LAI, I think the people. My fear is, if we don't get the money, the 5,500 that will be put out, if we don't get that money back, because people are still seeing something like that has to do with VIP and regular 25 and 50. If people don't see the need to spend that money again, we will be in the red this time around. The first time we're not in the red, but this time around it will be in the red, and it will be like that. This is the legitimate government's function, and it is being done on our watch, not just one small committee that was set up for inaugural programs. So I'm urging, maybe I might not be on the right side of history, or maybe I might not be saying the right things to appease other people, but I'm hoping that we can look in the direction of the youth program for now, and because the youth program comes up on the 4th of February, the calendar first event starts on the 4th of February, and the Valentine's celebration comes out on the 11th of February, according to what I'm aware of.
Yeah.
So if you do that, and the youth program, due to the commotion at the meeting, the youth budget wasn't passed by the General Assembly. The budget that was passed was the Valentine's budget. And people are saying they want the distance from the Valentine's budget. Well, we believe that we should support the community, but at the same time, we should support the community when the community say, do this for us. We will come out, we will turn out. And when you put money to the youth something now, you can have people coming up, but when you put money to that Valentine's thing, to that amount, and you hope to bring back 2,500 change profit, I really don't think we're able to maximize that profit. So I'm just saying, when people do things in the community, there were a lot of people that contributed to this inauguration, that their names were not even flagged like the way we usually put up some like statement, like something that is with the letterhead. I mean, people should be recognized, because I remember there was a long list of people who contributed, whether it's finances, whether it's drinks, whether it's food. The whole list, remember we were appearing on all the shows saying the community would turn out, and the people did turn up. So they needed that recognition. A little big, okay, big run from here all the way to that place. She wasn't even recognized. I think the committee did not do a good job to recognize the people, and people are feeling bitter inside. Some will not speak. Some will see you in the program or see you at places and laugh with you, but they are hurt. So I think we will go back in our drawing board and do the right thing this time around for the people. And I think going forward, I believe in the presidency, and I believe that he will make a change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Chia. So we'll be right back. When we come back, we'll hear from Mr. Savannah Spilly to get his parting. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
All right, MD Beauty Salon. So get ready. Don't forget, the address is there. Stop by and promote your own Liberian sister. All right, Savannah, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I think people are kind of a little bit confused when it comes to mandate, when it comes to leading the community in the right direction. Jamachi spoke well that doing that is working, but I will say again, in the absence of plan, there is nothing you will do by heart for a group of people or for an institution. Yarn their line is closing that they have plans. Fine. At least, if you have plan, make the plan available. Jeremiah just alluded that the Valentine program won't have a good turnout, they will lose money, so you must spend the money on the youth program. But then he also informed us that the youth program budget was not approved. So where are they taking the youth program money from? Because if you do anything with that youth program from LAI account, it's illegal. It's a disservice. So we've been asking them. They took office, they were inducted. You guys have not given us any plan format yet. We don't even know how the meetings will be conducted on a monthly basis. You can't continue to be posting meeting dates on different timing of the month. Maybe Philip wants to have his program in June. Philip start planning for his program from January. But then June 1st, you start to post a meeting date for on the same day that will come in parallel or come into conflict with Philip's program you're about to have. So do a whole timeline, do a whole plan of activities and submit it to the community. Let us start to condition themselves and start knowing, oh, we meet every third Sunday, we meet every second Sunday. Let us put it in the back of their mind. So if anybody want to plan a program, they will plan around LAI activity. So everybody, you only become critical about attendance when it comes to election. But you're not critical to encourage the people to attend the meeting. And that is someone who is already bipolar, that need medication. And I actually need medication. So nobody got a problem with Paco's ability to lead. But if Paco is the best leader you say he is, he wouldn't have bring that report to the assembly without a coordination meeting of his leadership. That's why he failed. That's why the people set a trap. They brought in the ambush in the presence of the assembly. Mr. Parker, learn to call coordination meetings. Learn to have pre-meetings with your executive committee and your coordination team before meeting the assembly. You should come with one word. You should be able to defend everything you say. So if you're asking for independent that to join the inaugural committee to do their own reports, look at the foul play. The people choose not to recognize those people who make the contribution because recognizing those people will have to reflect in the reports. So if I am transparent, I got 9,000 out of LAI, 20% cash at me money, 10% Zelle me money, 15% donated money cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
My duty is to report all that and give the people and recognize those people. By recognizing them, all the things I'm doing is also forming part of my report because it's part and parcel of the reports. Morris alluded to it, they call it other income, donation. But nothing of such kind. And I always say this is just a play-by-play. I said it before. I said after the inaugural budget, they will counterpart Valentine budget. And after Valentine budget, they will counterpart July 26 budget. That's your play-by-play description right there. From the council government onwards to Rufus government. That's all they were doing. And at least people is accepting that, oh yes, what Philip been saying, it makes sense. So we're giving them the time. We gave them the benefit of the doubt to prove themselves. If they can't prove themselves, we will organize this community and we'll move this community to the right trajectory. We're not set some party anymore say, oh, we're for our hands, we're not into leadership. Then we'll have ourselves to be blamed. Because we have the resources. LAI is not as resourceful as the individuals that form part of this community. We got a lot of brilliant young men and women in this community. We got a lot of professional people in this community. We got a lot of people that is resourceful in this community. So it's about time we all who have the like-mindedness to make sense of our existence in Indiana. Not to sit or wait for the leadership. If the leadership cannot do, we'll proffer the advice. If they cannot take our advice, we'll form our own little program thing that will be educational, that will be sensitizing the youth or doing other things. But we're not going to form a new LAI. No. I'm against forming a new LAI. But I will do parallel things with the LI institution so they can learn that you have people who are in the know and can make things happen. Gone are those days that you say things, then we shy away. Or you say this, that we shy away because we tell you the truth and you don't like the truth. So you have a very good session today. At least they came to this session and they were apologetic. So all the punches we were sending to them, now they're feeling their pain. Now they're begging us to stop punching. We won't stop punching. We'll keep punching until we do the right thing. That's what I always say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sylvanus Billy. It was a pleasure being here today. Thank you, my dear brother. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here today. Today was a real great show. I'm a little exhausted. You know, we went over 3 hours, almost 4 hours. And I want to say at least he had a patience to be here all this while. We tell you, thank you so much. Fatih, you're so funny. Thank you so much. So we really do appreciate you guys for being up here today and spending the longer time on this show. But notwithstanding, we'll be here on Thursday. Thursday, we have a real fascinating program. And coming up Thursday, probably we'll have somebody from the government to talk about committees, 6 months plans, each of the committee's members. So, well, until we meet again, I'm exhausted, as I stated. Bye-bye.